Here we go, here we go, here we go. Another episode of Change Your Pace Sports with alternative views. I'm your host, K, with your co-host, Mouse.
What's going on? What's going on?
Shit, we got a lot to get into. It's been a little bit of a while. We get right back into basically this NBA and this NFL. We give you the alternative views to the mainstream media narratives.
Yes, sir.
And let's jump right into the NFL. The season's been going on. It's been crazy. We're seeing young Pat Mahomes take the league by storm. We got the Rams spent the most money and now they're the best team.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Todd Gurley.
Even losing one of their top players in Keith to leave for the whole season and still balling out.
Yeah. Shout out to Marcus Peters.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great corner right there.
Man, he started the season off struggling, but he's been holding his own later on into the season.
Correct. My New York Football Giants have been having a pretty tough season, but I'm gonna keep it New York. And shout out to the Jets, Sam Darnold, Todd Bowles. They're really doing their thing out there.
Yes, sir. Shout out to the Colts, even though, yeah. Love what the defense is looking like. I told you the defense is looking better.
The NFL has been interesting this year. Shout out to K and Mouze.
Shout out to Eric Reeve getting the job.
For sure. Some solid football.
You know what I'm saying?
It was actually nice to see him against my team. Just to see him out there making plays.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Kaepernick. I feel like he's going to be doing something big soon. Just got the feeling of it. So let's jump right into we're going to make some predictions for the entire year. How we going to see this thing play out. So in the NFL, we're going to start off with who y'all predicted was going to be the best defense for the entire season. So mine's my prediction, it didn't look good with the last week, but my team is the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think that defense is just the cream of the crop. Right now, statistically, it is the Baltimore Ravens. It's the best defense right now in the NFL, which seems to be every year, quietly. But that's my pick for the best defense for the entire year. Would be the Jacksonville Jaguars. Shout out to Jalen Ramsey. I really want to get a poster of this kid because I love that kind of spirit.
He's a very tough and strong. I love how physical he is.
Coming out of college.
Yeah, he's nice.
And he's been that nice. Shout out to Tom Coughlin for signing Eric Flowers. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm happy he got a job right away.
Yeah, word. My top defense right now I have as well as the Jags. I think that's a no-brainer. I think their line. I think even though some scores may show different,
correct,
but it's their defense really has been holding up part of their bargain.
Correct.
Another team that I also have the Ravens. I do like them statistically, but I do like the Cowboys. I think they're a very underrated defense. I think it's really lack due to the offense. Yeah, I told you I like their defense coming up. I like this
Jalen Smith. I told you from the time he came out of college, when he finally gets on the field, you can see this kid was a top 5 pick until he got hurt in the championship game.
And Sean Lee's been out for the last 2 games. I think he's still out this week. And the Cowboys defense, I know they might not look like it, but if you just look at their numbers,
correct,
and you just look at their games, just look like due to the lack of offense, the defense is on the field majority of the time. And they've been holding on. They held Carolina to 16 points.
Right. This is slowly to speak about that. I'm a Giant fan, so I hate the Cowboys naturally. But I don't like what's going on with Dak Prescott. Now, Dak Prescott is not as talented as Tony Romo. He's not as talented maybe as even Carson Wentz. But Dak Prescott is a winning caliber quarterback.
That's very true.
If they was to build a team around him to facilitate the way he plays the game, now,
they can actually win.
The best blueprint is what Kansas City did with Alex Smith. That's the type of quarterback that I think that's Prescott.
Get him a Kelsey and he will be nice.
Not even just get him a Kelsey. I think allow him to run the football. He can run the football. Give him a good 6-7 runs every game to let him get his legs out there, let him bootleg and throw the ball, and then he can be successful. Then you can definitely play action off of Ezekiel.
My thing is, if you watch certain these players tape in college, why would you not utilize them in that same sense when you bring them in? I understand it's professional football, but you want to keep something similar to what he knows as far as rollouts.
But I can understand why, because if I'm a professional offensive coordinator, and I've been doing this for 30 years, and I trust my system, you're adjusting to my system. Like, you're coming out of college, I could care less about your 4 years at Northwestern State or USC.
Mm-hmm.
I've developed some of the greatest to ever do this. You're gonna do what my system is,
well,
and I think that's what's probably going on. I think
that's a problem. I think that's a problem sometimes.
I think that is the problem, but I can understand it.
I get it, but I think that's the problem. I think
it's like Belichick telling Tom Brady do it my way, and that's why Drew Bledsoe wasn't the quarterback anymore.
Exactly.
Because Drew Bledsoe is like, I'm a superstar, I'm the top paid quarterback, and Belichick's like, I know what I'm talking about.
And I think
I don't need your talent just because you're the most talented.
I think that's why that differs from players like coaches like Andy Reid. Like Andy Reid is a person who kind of like he adapts to the quarterback that he has.
Correct.
And he says, you know what, it's still my way, but we're gonna adjust it, so you can be comfortable and transition you into my way.
I think the greatest coaches could do that. I think Greg Popovich is one of the best at that.
Yeah.
He will slightly adjust his system for the players.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, moving along. Speaking of like offensive minds and adjusting offenses, and also honorable mention on the top defense. I got the Rams also, but for top offense, I have the Rams.
You said for top offense, you have the Rams?
I got the LA Rams.
Oh, you said okay, the LA Rams. Oh,
I got them honorable mention on the defense.
Honorable mention for defense, I also have.
But I got them as my selection for top offense.
For defense, I also have the Bengals and the Panthers.
Okay. Geno Atkins killing it with the Bengals right now.
And the Panthers, the only reason why the Panthers won't be up there is they have no pass rusher.
You know what I mean? I think his name is Denard. The corner.
He
got Moss the other night.
Oh shit, Darkness Denard.
Yeah, he got Moss the other night. But he's been balling out.
He's a corner. Yo, I didn't tell you. I said there's a. He's just like a homie, but he's nice, and he plays corner like this dude do. I'm telling you, he's nice, but he's underrated.
They got nice pieces there. Shout out to Marvin Lewis.
What's his name? Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
That boy's nasty.
He's growing up.
He's nasty.
Marvin Lewis. For top offense, I definitely got Todd Gurley. Like, and a lot of people are giving Todd.
He said, "Oh, this is Todd Gurley."
Yo,
but you know he was like this in college.
Yes, he was, and I'm glad that I was disrespecting Jeff Fisher for Jeff Fisher, his name is, for a while because I felt like he was holding Goff and Gurley back, and now that McVale is in there, they seem like they got unlocked. But I feel like Todd Gurley was a monster in college. Like, he had better tape and projection than Ezekiel coming out of college.
He looked like a man amongst boys when he played.
So my thing is like, yo, I don't want to knock Ezekiel. I think Ezekiel's one of the best pure runners the game has right now. But guys like Todd Gurley and Saquon Barkley are like Marshawn Falk, the way versatile. They can do so many. And shout out to my man Adrian Peterson.
Yes.
I don't know how that man does it.
I don't know.
Like,
honestly,
I would check him for something.
I need to call Adrian Peterson. I need to talk to this man.
I'm doing his workouts. I'm eating his food. Like, whatever you eat, whatever your workouts are, like, for real. If he writes a book on how to be physically in shape, I'm buying that the day it come out. Like,
he's gonna make a book called How I Played Forever.
That's like he on some Bo Jackson shit.
It doesn't make any sense.
But back to the Rams. Shout out to Jared Goff. It look like he's maturing. They got an offense built around the way I think he plays the game. They got some nice tight ends. I don't know the names right now. But they got some good catching tight ends.
Like Higsby, and the other one is I can't remember. He was the first one. Everett, I think it's Gervert.
They have two tight ends that they definitely make catches.
Yeah.
And Watkins is looking good out there. Watkins definitely looking good.
No, Watkins in Kansas City.
It's not Watkins there. It's
Woods. Robert Woods.
Woods is looking good out there.
And you know it's funny because Cooks and Cooper Kupp both went out. Yeah. And I'm like, you still see it off and still flowing.
I think it was Woods who marked somebody the other day.
I think he might have been him. Yeah.
He's been playing very well.
Nah, offensively, if I have a list like 5 going up, Pittsburgh, Atlanta,
Le'Veon coming back soon.
New Orleans, the Chiefs, and the LA Rams.
Yeah, I think I agree with that top 5. Like, the Chiefs have been special.
Yeah.
And I think we all knew that Mahomes had a year to take his time and see what they wanted him to be.
I already called he's next year's MVP. I've been telling people that since week 2.
That's a fact. I think you did call that. And I think he's just in the right place.
Because right now for this era's MVP.
Kelsey's balling out there. Hunt is balling out there. Hill is balling. It's a very nice situation out there. Hopefully no injuries. We get to see a special season. New Orleans, every time you got Sean Payne and Drew Brees, they make it work special out there. Who else you have mentioned on that list?
The Chiefs, New Orleans Saints.
Yeah, they're breezing them.
Okay, Atlanta.
Atlanta, Julio.
If you really look at their team, they've been losing due to defense. Remember, they lost Deion Jones and Neal. Their main linebacker and their main safety for the season.
Deion plays some.
I do like their safety they play out there. I know he's been having like little trouble with Kazi or Kawazi. I can't remember. I watched his college game. He's going to be a good player. It's just like he's in a big role.
It ain't a tough division.
He's against experienced quarterbacks.
Against probably some of the best quarterbacks in the world, like Drew Brees, Cam Newton.
Yeah,
I'm missing somebody.
Drew Brees. Oh, but Jameis Winston and
he was lighting him up the other night.
Yeah,
I'm glad to see him back.
Ryan Fitzmagic.
He probably got his free chicken legs, crab legs, rather. Facts. All right, so that'll be the top offenses going along. So.
I was thinking about MVP.
Alright, so for the MVP, honestly, speaking of the Saints, I actually got Drew Brees as my MVP.
Wow, I got
Jared I feel Goff. Like if I actually had him as my honorable mention, that's crazy.
Wow.
I did have Jared Goff my honorable mention, but I got Drew Brees because I felt like nobody is going to realize it, but at the end of the year, the Saints might be 13-3 again.
Yeah.
And it's like, how the hell did they get there? And it's going to look like Drew Brees got almost 5,000 yards again.
I told you they about to win the Super Bowl.
So it's I think that's why I got Brees as my MVP.
Yeah.
And I also got on the low Patrick Mahomes. Like, if they keep up winning like this,
I got him third.
Yeah, it's the exact same thing. Brees, Goff, Mahomes.
You know what? I guess you got second. I actually put Brees fourth.
Okay.
But I think not even really fourth. I think it's really disrespectful for fourth. I was really thinking about it. I really apologize. It should probably be like 1A. But I think I have another like person in between is Todd Gurley.
I feel like he's just not gonna get it.
Yeah, I'm just giving it to because I love running backs is my shit, so I gotta put them up there. So it's like I just think he's gonna break the all-purpose yards of just this whole season. Like he's about to just shatter everything.
I'm a little worried that like Goff might start to get excited.
Yeah,
and that might take away from Gurley's attempts. Like you might see a lot more Woods catches.
Yeah. That's it.
So I'm moving to comeback player of the year. I mean, I actually picked my man Andrew Luck with the Colts. I thought that's like a no-brainer, but honorable mention, of course, Odell Beckham with the Giants.
Oh, easy.
So I mean, I thought the two of them like stood out to me as possible comeback plays, and Luck's already been balling. Odell already's thrown a touchdown, caught a touchdown, ran a touchdown. Like Odell's a supreme talent. I don't like the fact that we look at his competitive spirit and we don't give it more love. But we're gonna get into that a little later. You know what I'm saying?
I have Andrew Luck as my comeback player. I think that he's shown like I think working into the season, to the preseason, you see him working his way into it, and he's gotten way better. He's been slinging that ball. Still, sometimes be trying to fit into places, but it's still luck is luck.
Yeah.
But
okay. I feel like I hope they sneak in the playoffs. Like I would just love to see
with the way the division is playing right now. They could.
I just hope
it's kind of funny because
that defense. I feel like it's just gonna get better and better.
They're just getting healthy.
Yeah.
So it's like they're just getting players back.
Like, superstar quarterback, top tier defense.
And you don't realize
good playoff run
against the Jets. They forced the interception.
It's Mark Sanchez really caught. Like let's not front it. Like Sanchez was a good quarterback.
You know how he went 24 for 30? Those was dinks and dunks.
Yeah,
that's short 5-yard passes. That and do you realize they scored 7 field goals?
And to that point though, Todd Bowles is a
smart coach.
Like he's putting this guy in a position to be successful.
Once he saw the one pick, he said that was it.
And they running the ball.
They ran the ball. Dinks and dunk. Ran the ball. He's done.
I was
because once he took the lead
with the Jets, and that wasn't happening with the Browns.
That's the only reason I like about Todd Bowles.
But I mean,
he takes the lead. He knows how to keep a lead.
So moving on to I got the offensive rookie of the year. I have Baker Mayfield running away with it.
What?
With honorable mention, big time Saquon Barkley with the Giants.
No, I don't care.
But I got Baker Mayfield running away with the offensive rookie of the year.
I got Saquon winning it. I think Saquon's gonna win it. I think it's a whole New York is hype. I think he's winning it just off these first couple of games. The fact of if the only way Baker can win it is if he gives the Cleveland Browns a winning season.
Yeah.
I think that's the only way he can win it.
Yeah.
And if he can't do that, he's just okay. You played all right, and you're Gucci. Yeah. And I think his numbers, the way his numbers are gonna end up by the end of the season, is gonna probably be like I'll say, what do you got, like 6, 7 touchdowns down? I would say maybe 22 touchdowns to 14 interceptions.
Okay.
Couple of sacks every day.
Have maybe top 3 in the league
in rushing yards. And I think that's what's going to take it. I think where Zeke should have took it, Saquon's going to take it.
I see. I mean, I agree. I'm not.
But I get what you're saying.
It's set up for Saquon to win it.
Yeah.
But I feel like I just don't want to doubt this kid. Like he's the type of player. Like he reminds me like a Doug Flutie. Like I'm just not.
I told you.
I'm not doubting this kid.
When I watch him, he's a winner.
And what I saw on tape, like I said, he reminds me of Drew Brees. Regardless of what we want to say about his attitude, on the tape,
no matter how
the kid can throw.
No matter how good he is. Where he is,
I just don't trust. He has a great coordinator.
He has a great coordinator, but where he is as far as the coach as right now. I say next year when that coach is
around him, he got some good talent.
I'm predicting this right now. I'm telling you, I've been saying Cleveland Browns are going to fire Hugh Jackson by the end of the season if it gets that far. Offensive coordinator Todd Haley is going to be the head coach.
I think you're right.
At least until the end of the season, they're going to try him out, and then they're going to give him an extension, and they'll keep it that way. Greg Williams probably gets out.
I don't know.
I don't know. They might work it out, but that might not work out. But with Todd Haley, Baker is going to be nice next year. But right now, I can't give Baker rookie of the year. I can't because the coach is the coach. I can't. He can't win if he wanted to. Because I have him, and then I also have who else offensively? Oh, Nelson. I don't care. I'm gonna put Nelson as my honorable mention just because. But he's been getting he's been doing his thing sometimes, but I seen him get blown up a feud. He got his welcome to this NFL moments a couple of times, but he did hold it on. He's been holding his own.
So shout out to Calvin Ridley, wide receiver. Yeah, definitely. I thought that was a steal.
I thought he was gonna but I think he has some injury now, so I don't think he's gonna make that number. But I think he would have if he continued. I think he's kind of hurt.
Yeah, they got a lot of talent. We'll see how it happens. But I mean, to me, it's because Baker has so much talent around him. The Landry and the Njokus and the players that he has to. Yeah. That's why I feel like
they're nice
statistically.
He's gonna be nice.
In the game that I've seen him already have, he getting 400 yards in the game.
Yo, bro, he's nice. I told you,
he's nice. And then I think Saquon playing with an Eli, he might get hurt. He might get hurt.
Think about the general manager that came in. I forget his name yet. He's a winning general manager.
Yeah, he's gonna make
John Dorsey. Yeah, he's gonna make the Cleveland Browns a winning organization.
I mean, he did the right things.
But Hugh Jackson is not gonna be.
we already admit he's not gonna be here for the long run.
I don't see it.
The Browns already turned it around, but so let's run into speaking of the Browns.
Defensive? Oh yeah.
Yeah, defensive rookie of the year. Honorable mention from Cleveland. Denzel Ward.
Me too. I have honorable mention.
Yo, this kid is balling. And he is as good as advertised. He was the best corner in the draft. He shot up the draft board late, but
I thought he was nice.
He is that good.
He reminded me of Peters in a sense because he's like that same type of bully in your face.
He kind of reminded me of Champ Bailey. Quiet, rangy, physical, good hands.
I just think because he's so small. He's 5'11".
But he's rangy though.
He's rangy.
You know what I mean? I like him.
And he's very fast.
But my defensive rookie of the year.
I know I better hear this person.
Derwin James with the challenges. You feel me?
You a hater.
Yo, have you seen this kid on tape?
But then I tell you,
he single-handedly made you fair throwing across the middle. It's either it's a pick, it's a tip, or a pop.
I don't mind you saying that because
remember
I said
I don't give him a defensive play of the year.
Because I said Miami made a mistake.
Because Joey Bosa's been out and that defense has still been going in because this kid is in the backfield.
He got sacks. I told you, he gets sacks.
And I'm like, yo, I thought he was fast, but it looks different. But then he
plays the backfield too.
It looks different.
But then I say that Miami messed up because if he was gonna pick a safety, he picked the wrong one. Didn't say he picked the wrong one, but that was the better.
You right, I ain't front. I like Fitzpatrick. He's
so
good,
but
I seen him more because he was on bigger games. I didn't see during as much in bigger games.
When I told you, Jalen Ramsey said that is the best safety coming out.
I heard somebody in NFL Network, I think it was like
played with him.
They said that this kid reminds them of the late Taylor.
Oh wow!
And it's like, yeah, Deion Sanders said it. It's like, yo, this kid reminds me of the late Taylor.
Wow. I told you that kid was nice.
And I'm like, all right, you little hype on different Jay, but it forced me to have to look at some more tape. And it's like, yo, this guy's definitely a defensive rookie of the year.
I have Derwin James as my honorable mention.
Okay.
I do have Denzel Ward as far as one of my honorable mentions. I also have Kenny. I put a lot of players. Deron Payne, Jair Alexander, Sam Hubbard.
Jair Alexander. I thought it was
the dude from Carolina. I think it's Jackson, Dante Jackson.
Okay.
Yeah, he's been balling. Harold Landry, he's been balling.
Okay.
I gotta give one more players. Offensively, also I gotta put up Sony Michel. You've been talking about him.
Loved it.
Yeah, he's been balling.
Loved
and then my boy Kerryon Johnson.
Okay.
He's been balling. And my defensive player of the year, I don't care what you say, Darius Leonard at the Indianapolis Colts. I told you, he was nice. He come out of nowhere. He is just leading.
Yo, it was crazy.
All rookies in sacks.
Yo, his thing, like,
he's leading all players.
I'm gonna keep it slow.
In tackles.
I'm gonna keep it slow. Here's the thing. I didn't even know he was a rookie. I got him as my honorable mention for defensive player of the year. Like,
I said it's Darius Leonard. This is the same guy, the linebacker. Yeah, I keep talking about for the Colts.
I had him here. He's a rookie though. So I have him here, like, yo, him. I was going back before Little Mac.
Like, that's what I got too.
I didn't even know. Like, that's hands down. I didn't know he was a rookie.
He didn't play against the Patriots. Understand this. He's leading all
sacks,
tackles,
defensive loss, like
everything.
This kid is.
He caught a forced fumble just this last. If you watch his college tape, it's 3 games. That's all I watched was 3 fucking games. That's all his college tape. That's all I seen. And I said, this kid is nasty.
This kid's a monster, dude.
And I told her, I said, yo, look, this is the best linebacker in the NFL. I told you,
like the black
Roquan Smith. Y'all see Roquan Smith?
This kid is like the black Joey Bosa. Like, this kid is just.
He's a black too. When I said everywhere. It was because of you. You kept talking about the whole arm length thing, right? So I was looking at his arm length. His reach is like incredible. So the only thing
wasn't he a basketball player in college?
Nah, he was just. What happened to him was he was supposed to go to Clemson. They denied him.
Wow.
So the only team that took him was South Carolina.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a crazy story.
So then when he played, all he did was ball. So all he said was that he has no upper body strength. Because you see, he's kind of weak up there. So he can't give a pop to somebody. You don't see him pop nobody backwards. He'll tackle you, but he don't pop backwards. So it's like everybody sees like, but he makes a short tackle. And he's always at the position. So he's always been that person. And the fact that his long arms, he can reach around and create fumbles. That's why I seen him. I was like, that's all he can do. And then if he gets beat on a route, you don't see they don't throw him when he's on a route. They don't throw him his way. Yeah. He always makes a tackle because he has to go somewhere else. Because if you throw him his way, he can reach. You didn't see. I think the last week against Washington, he threw him. Alex Smith threw a dump pass. He ran behind him in like a little dump, and he ran behind him and reached around and knocked the ball out before it got to him. He's so fast. Yeah. And I just said, with some hamstring injuries.
Yeah, he be flying on.
And I kept saying, this boy is nasty. I know you keep saying Roquan Smith. I say, this kid is nasty. He just come from a small school.
Yeah, I love Roquan, man. I thought he was like after I watched him like in an actual game, like I felt like he was the best player I've seen in entire college football.
Bro.
Because when you see people like in a game, it's different than when you watch them on like highlight tapes. Because you could appreciate
that's
the things that are not highlighted.
That's true.
Like almost like if the quarterback doesn't throw it in that space because he got over there so fast and that forced a coverage sack. That's something that you won't see in a highlight package. But it's like, damn, how did he get over there? Shit, he just caused that sack. That's a special play, but it's like you're not gonna see that unless you watch the game.
Yeah.
So when I watched the game with Quan Smith, like he made some plays. And that's what just made him. But I've never seen Leonard really in a game. I just seen the highlights.
Yo, bro, so I'm telling you.
Yo, but if you watch him like in games and with the Colts, like this kid is a difference maker.
Yo, that's all he is.
So I mean, yeah, I got him in. So like, let's get right into the defensive player of the year. I got honorable mention Darius Leonard with the Colts. This kid's been absolutely balling out. And it's back and forth right now because I think Khalil Mack is single-handedly making the Chicago team a playoff team. Like, I don't think anybody really thought this team was a playoff team.
And you know what's funny?
Before the season started. And now all of a sudden it's like they're legitimately a playoff team.
And then he was like, oh, offensively they're getting. I'm like, it's not really offensive. No. Khalil Mack is putting him in position.
But I was like, Mitchell Trubisky taking that step forward. I still feel like, coming out of college, this guy's Trent Green to me. Like, and when he reaches his level, he'll be an adequate starter. But he'll be Trent Green.
Yeah.
Like, let's not act like this is the next Dan Marino.
Yeah.
This is Trent Green.
Yeah, true.
Who was fired right before Kurt Warner took his starting role.
Yo, but with Chicago, I actually have as an honorable mention for defensive too, but I just said that the only reason I can't put them there is because they haven't faced nobody that I believe. Like, they haven't gotten tested yet. Against Aaron Rodgers, he got hurt in between the game. Okay. That whole thing happened against Kaiser. Okay. So I didn't really see them really play against a juggernaut offensive team.
I mentioned Clay Matthews is balling too.
Okay. Well, he would have like 3 more sacks if he didn't because of that rule injury.
He might have like 9. Shout out to JJ Watt.
Oh yes. I was about to say
TJ more so to JJ because he's young.
I have the Watts. Yeah, let's put that the Watts. Darius Leonard, Von Miller, Jalen Ramsey. I know his numbers don't lie, but you just can't throw him his way.
Special.
Xavier Howard, please remember that boy's name at the Dolphins. Number 25. All he do is make plays. Xavier Howard. Just watch any game against him against anybody.
Oh, yeah, look into it.
25 at the Dolphins. He just be beasting. He usually plays the right side too. Xavier Howard. And Khalil Mack, defense player of the year. I think so. I think he's probably gonna take
that. I bet my man with the Raiders right now, Gruden Camp is right now kicking himself.
Yo, when he said that, damn, he's balling like that. Damn, I didn't know he was that nice. I was like, you called his games. Oh, you know what's crazy because Oakland low key got some OD talent.
Thanks.
But it's just that
I like the kid.
They're in a division. They're in a situation where it's not friendly for them. Because the teams they're gonna play, they're really advanced. Like against LA Chargers.
It's not supposed to
think about it.
Friendly. Like look where they are.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Like if they don't get rid of Khalil Mack, it's like year 4.
Look at the team that they're playing. They got LA Chargers.
All right.
That's a veteran team. That's a very veteran offensive team.
I heard him when ESPN picked him as a Super Bowl winner.
You see?
And it's like
you're bugging, but
I'm not sure.
I can't trust Phillip Rivers. I'm sorry. Phillip Rivers got to win a Super Bowl. And I still won't believe it.
He got that Joe Flacco syndrome.
It's like I think he needs so much just to win it. Then you got Kansas City, and then you got Denver. All right, Denver, they're kind of in a sense, but still Denver still got some people where they can still beat you as far as Demetrius Thomas, Manuel Sanders. Case Keenum is not no bum, but he's not like the best player, but he's not a bum. I'm just saying, like he can run an offense.
Yeah, he's a starter.
He's a starter. He can do some things. And Cortland Sutton, the kid you
loved.
I'm just saying.
Shout out to Calvin, really though.
That's a hard team to play if you don't have a defense. Yeah. Which they didn't really have last year. They struggled against the pass. They really didn't help against that right now.
Word.
They went and spent a lot on Rashawn Melvin out of the Colts. He's been all right for you. And then you spent a little bit of money here and there, but you did. And then some of the draft picks, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see with Oakland. I don't know.
I heard a stink on Mark Schlereth talking how like there's a lot of coaches that's only there because of the good old boys network. They're not good. And when he said that, like I was actually just staring at the screen, like, oh shit, he said that. It's like, and then he was like, a lot of these GMs, like they're just friends. They're not really good at their job. Mm-hmm. Like they have the job, but they're not good at it.
You gave up 40.6.
I'm like, damn. The extension said that. Like, oh shit. Jeez. Oh boy. And he was mad about how like his teammates and the Steelers treated Le'Veon Bell. Like he was upset. He was like, "Yo, that's not the way you treat your teammate. You don't throw them under the bus like that." And I was like, "Yo, I agree."
Yo, actually, I'll speak a little bit about that later. And then speaking on that, we have what else was the division winners?
Oh no, hold on. We have offensive player of the year.
Oh, offensive player of the year.
My honorable mention.
Oh, so that'd be
Tyreek Hill.
Oh, that's a good one.
When I picked this, the season was a little bit different. So I originally had picked Pat Mahomes, then I crossed him out. So he became one of my honorable mentions with his teammate Tyreek Hill, and I picked Deshaun Watson out of Houston to be my offensive player of the year. I felt like him and Hopkins, they have that connection, and Watson for some reason he just makes the plays. Like I don't want to use this race card, but he reminds me of like the black Tony Romo. Like he won't go down, but he can throw the ball. Like he can really throw the ball.
If he's just gonna keep playing.
He'll get 5 sacks, but you don't realize he should have had 15, and he won't go down. Like he has that Romo in him where he just keeps making people miss, and then he'll throw a dart down the field. So like it was Dez for Romo, but it'll be Hopkins for Watkins. So it's like, I think he could definitely be, if he stay healthy, offensive player of the year.
I would say it's cool, but I think my offensive player of the year will be Todd Gurley. See, it's pretty simple now.
He got to be my fantasy player. I think just hands down.
He has to be the first player you pick at any given time.
Facts.
Then what else? We have the division champions.
Facts. We're into the divisions.
So you want to do NFC?
Start with the NFC in the East. I got the Philadelphia Eagles.
I think it's gonna be an interesting end between the Eagles and the Cowboys and the Skins. I think that's gonna be really strong. I don't know what the Giants are doing right now. I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna catch up. Yeah. I think so just by
now, if Davis Webb was able to just come in. But that's over now since they cut him.
I just think by division, I think within the division, I think just because I think the Eagles do take it. I think they're gonna be able to outwin the Cowboys.
I think the Eagles just have a
more
better full team, coach, quarterback, defense.
Redskins have it, and then they don't. It's like
they don't trust their coach.
Iffy.
You know what I mean? That's
my problem.
I'm good with their quarterback. I'm good with their defense.
Yeah.
But I don't trust their coach.
Both those teams, yeah.
What I was saying with Dallas, same thing.
Same thing, yeah.
I don't trust Garrett. No,
yeah.
I think he has to prove to me, can you develop Dak?
Yeah.
You have it right now, show me something.
He could probably make the playoffs, but I don't know if he wins the division.
The reason I think they won't is because of the South. When we get to the West, I got the Rams killing that. Just killing that division.
Yeah, I got the Rams.
Yeah, just killing that. So moving to the North, I definitely got the Packers winning the North. Despite the Vikings, I got them winning the North.
I still got the Packers. I think as long as Aaron Rodgers is playing, you pick the Packers. I think that's just the way he plays.
I trust McCarthy.
Yeah,
I trust him. I trust him enough to win football games.
I trust him enough to win the division. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, it's true.
In the South, I think this is going to be vicious. Yes. I think 3 teams will come out of this division in the playoffs. 3. I got wild cards being the other 2 teams. So, South, I got New Orleans winning it. And my wild card number 1, Carolina. Wild card 2, Atlanta. This is just a vicious division. But I think these 3 teams are just too nasty to miss the playoffs. In the NFC in total. Because the NFC, to me, is not that strong right now.
I do have this. I'm kind of torn between the Saints and the Panthers. I don't know how that there's a couple of games that look like they can fall into it. So I think I was gonna go on a limb and just say, you know what, this division is always tricky. It's always the one that went last, that wins some crazy numbers. I'm gonna go with the Panthers winning the division, just cause.
Okay.
I do have the Saints making it regardless, and Atlanta. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure.
Yeah,
not sure. No defense. I'm just sorry.
Well, I mean,
that's gonna be tough.
I
know he can throw up 30, 40.
I trust the organization.
He can throw numbers up anyway, and that safety is gonna get better with the years throughout the years. Kazi. I'm not butchering his name, but he's gonna be nice. He's gonna be nice.
Owners from Queens, GM. You know what I mean. I really like the GM. Thomas DeMerkioff, he's from the Patriots lineage.
Yeah.
I like the coach. Yeah. I think they'll get in. They'll get in somehow.
It's only early in the season. What, they're 1-4 right now?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so they can make it.
Run over to the AFC, the perennial winner of the AFC East.
Miami Dolphins?
Yeah, that was the 80s.
Oh, my bad.
This is the New England Patriots era.
And
they will take it again. Shout out to Sony Michel. I think his name is James White.
Sony Michel.
I like that running tandem they have over there.
Wow.
Gordon. They finally got a legit wide receiver to go with Edelman.
Yo, I remember I dropped my phone when I seen that. I think it was like a 5th round pick or something. I don't know what they gave it to him. I just said Josh going to trade to New England Patriots. I said,
yeah, I jumped for joy.
And I was like, yo, I just didn't like. It was the first year I was like, oh, bet I don't even play the Patriots for no Super Bowl.
Yeah,
no.
Yeah, they own it. Like they did. In the West, I got the Kansas City Chiefs taking that division.
Yeah, I think it's the most experienced team. In the sense of, I just can't trust Phillip Rivers. Oakland looks like a mess. Denver, come on.
And now in the North, I got the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yo,
in that division, but I do have the Bengals making the playoffs as the #1 wild card.
Yo, you know one team I think that might just take that thing? It's Baltimore.
I wouldn't be shocked.
That's why
I would not be shocked.
Because I think Pittsburgh is.
Oh, like that's where it comes down.
That's true.
Like,
yo, because offensive
playoffs, he's scary.
Yo, honestly,
to get there.
They got this rookie. He hasn't played all season yet. I think he played last year. I think he played last game. Is Hayden Hurst, the tight end.
Great pick.
Yo,
loved him.
He's 21 years old. He's the most experienced tight end coming out.
Yeah,
he is, and the way he runs route is like Julian Edelman, but he can block. So it's like,
yeah,
he's really good.
Yeah,
and I think he'll be helpful for Flacco, who can't throw the ball over 25 yards.
I like the play that he's replaced Todd Heap. You remember how he played?
But yes, so I think this is the only reason why I think if they get it cracking, I'm just gonna go with it. I know I have Pittsburgh. I feel like Pittsburgh is the team you go with, but I'm gonna go with Baltimore. Because you know what? It's just as NFL season.
I gotta admit, like my bias here, like dirty inside. Like I want Flacco to struggle.
Yes,
just
but you gotta look at how it Jackson. Yeah, you know sometimes you just be hating on some shit. So
I gotta keep it 100 there. Like I
just know the Chargers. But I don't care. I still don't trust them.
The Ravens legitimately got a legit defense. They got a legit head coach. And Flacco's legit franchise.
Jimmy Smith, their best corner, just came back 2 weeks ago.
So it was a real shit. I'm not.
I'm
hating because I want to see Lamar.
Marshawn Humphreys was balling before he got there. They have 2 stellar safeties. Nobody's scoring on these guys.
Humphreys had a great college career.
And then Eric Weddle is nasty.
He's one of the best safeties in the game.
So he's like a baby Troy Polamalu. I can't call him Troy Polamalu. I think Troy Polamalu was way much different.
Troy Polamalu. My man, young Honey Badger, Tyrod Matthew, has been balling with the Texans. That was a great signing. That's my second team as the wild card. The Texans.
Ooh, the Texans are interesting.
But in the South, I got that going down to Jacksonville.
Yeah, sure. I think Jacksonville takes that. I think Indy. I just put a little circle just because that's my Colts team, and if with the it's supposed to start this week because I was like, we got the Jets, we got the Bills, and then. I think you got some division games and go on bye. You get a couple of wins right there, you're good to go. But it's still going to be tough. I think it's interesting because only like a game or 2 games back.
Yeah, I want to hold out hope for my New York football Giants.
So I'm putting my Colts. As a wild card team.
It's very possible. I think it's going to come down to the Texans and the Colts for that second spot. Just because I think Andrew Luck is a monster. And this kid Darius Leonard and also I believe it's Malik Hooker. Yeah. I've been loved him since college.
You know I got tight?
He balls.
Because Sam Darnold caught him on one pass. And
your man I've seen him caught a pick the other day. And it's like, I'm pretty sure you'd be pretty happy about that. And it's like,
I got to get his jersey. I keep forgetting.
Yo, Hooker.
I just got to get it because that's my name.
Absolutely. He's like Jamal Adams West. Like, you know what I mean? Like I love them both. And they play the same style of game.
You know I hated about Hookah? The regular, they kept saying that he's not a tackler. He can't tackle.
Yes, he is.
But then all you see him do is he gets into into tackling zones, and he's always the last defender. He's always as the last defender. He's always that person that makes a tackle.
He's more of a strong safety than a free safety. Like I get that he has speed and he can cover, but he's there and you don't get off of him, bro. It's not like he's always like Darrell Reeves. He
don't throw the pop.
Like Darrell Reeves don't pop people, but you don't get away from him.
Exactly.
Like it's a sure tackle.
So it's like,
sorry, I'm saying that. I mean, but I just don't know yet. Like I'm just like again that Jets game, that really embarrassed me. Like because I picked them to win that game. I was about to put some money on it, and then 42 points.
Yeah, I lost lunch.
I was like, yo, what's going on here?
I lost lunch.
That defense?
I lost lunch.
Sam Darnold? But he had turnovers. But it wasn't even like Darnold had a clean game.
No, yeah, one turnover and you know what it was?
Yeah.
They started almost every position. I mean, every field position like at the 40 because of turnovers. So you're in field goal range, almost like you're 15 yards from field goal range almost every drive.
Okay.
This has been happening the last couple of games because of turnovers.
I mean, that's absolutely the only way right now Sam Darnold can really move the football.
No, honestly, the first drive of the third of the second half, he moved the football down the field and scored a touchdown. Only drive he scored. He moved it down the field and scored.
Yeah, I actually watched that, and I thought to myself,
it told the tale of a defense that really wasn't.
I thought to myself also, like, and I've been watching a lot of football this year. This league is soft, man. Like the flags,
you can't even touch play.
Have been getting out of hand.
You can't touch nothing.
Like the Landon Collins play that bothered me the most. Like they call a necessary roughness on it when he was jumping for the ball.
Bruh.
Like that's crazy to me, man. Shout out to Landon Collins. That kid is still a monster. So that was the division winners. For my final four, I got in the AFC, New England going up against the Jacksonville Jaguars in the championship game. I think that could go either way. Shout out to Blake Bortles. I understand a lot of people are still hating because he's not as good as they hope he should be.
Mm-hmm.
But like again, to me, it's like you watch the tape and you watch what made him a high draft pick. He's a versatile quarterback, something like an Alex Smith. He can run a little bit. He can scramble a little bit. He's not the best pocket passer. You really need to get him on the run. But if you try to make him into the Andrew Luck or the Drew Brees or the Aaron Rodgers type of quarterback, that's not who Blake Bortles is. And if you put him in that box, he's going to look like a bad quarterback. But I think they're doing a good job running the football over there. They have an elite defense. And if they do the Eli Manning, what Coughlin did, build around a running team with Bradshaw and Jacobs, you have an elite defense. All you got to do is win a game. Like, just win a game every week, and you can win a Super Bowl. And, Blake Bortles had some good playoff games last year. So this game would be a toss-up for me, AFC championship game. Then on the other side, I got in the NFC championship game, I got New Orleans Saints going up against the LA Rams. Mm-hmm. Another toss-up. Can go either way. I'm going experience here. Sean Payton and Drew Brees possibly having a good chance, but I think the Young Bucks might take this. So I got the Rams actually winning the entire shebang bang.
Mm-hmm.
Winning the entire thing.
You have the Rams yet?
Yeah, I got the Rams winning the entire thing.
I have I think it's gonna be interesting on the AFC side between mainly the Chiefs, Pittsburgh, and the Patriots. Mm-hmm. So I'm just gonna go out of I don't know. It's hard to pick the Chiefs because the Chiefs never really move it. And I really think Mahomes is next year, but I don't know if it's really hard because Eric Berry hasn't come back yet, so I don't know if he does. If Eric Berry returns, all depends on Eric Berry returns. Just it's Eric. I feel it's the Chiefs and the Patriots in the AFC Championship game. If Eric Berry returns, if he does not, I believe it will be Baltimore and the Patriots in the AFC Championship game.
Okay. I mean, I respect both of those. I mean, I don't. A lot of me not buying into Baltimore is about my hate. Not even my hate. My love for Lamar Jackson.
It's like I think the head coach is the reason why. I think Ozzie Newsome last year. Yes. Ray Lewis's last year, yes. I just think that's.
I completely understand.
I just feel like
I wouldn't even take it off the table.
Yeah, bro.
It's very possible.
But I get what you mean. Flacco is really hard to. He's somebody I want to put money on.
I absolutely love Lamar Jackson.
Because
so to me,
Flacco reminds me of Andy Dalton. He's just in a better situation. So I'm just saying.
I see Flacco go nut in the playoff. So I haven't seen that from Dalton. I've seen Dalton not have good playoff games.
Yeah, I just know. I said he's in the best.
I don't think I've almost never
seen him as a better coach. If you didn't have Marvin Lewis as a coach, you'd be over there.
Yeah, I think Marvin Lewis has got as much out of Andy Dalton as he could.
He's got much out of his defense as a defensive coordinator should, not as a quarterback.
You know what?
That's why. You
know what? You know what I'm saying? Spade is spade. Is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping for Marvin, because I feel like he's took. Nobody ever thinks the Bengals have, nobody looks at them on paper and says, this team's about to dominate this year. And every year, we see them right in the crux of everything, and it's like, that's coaching. Marvin Lewis at least gets the best out of his talent. It's just, imagine if you was to go out and really get a star quarterback, if you put Aaron Rodgers with the Bengals, all of a sudden now you think of the Bengals they might win the Super Bowl. Let's keep it 100.
Oh, God. I can't see that. I'm sorry.
I mean, I got Jacksonville and the Rams in the Super Bowl. I got the Rams taking it.
In the NFC side, I have the... I think also it'll be interesting with the Panthers. But I still think that pass rush, I don't know. Peppers is your elite. Yeah, I don't know. If they make a trade and they get a player that I can really believe that can actually generate a real pass rush, then I would say because your corners are pretty solid. Your safeties are something. I don't know. If you get something, then I'll probably believe it because they got the Terry Poe sitting there playing defensive tackle. They're balling over there. You can't run against the Panthers.
I agree.
But I have the Saints taking the whole thing.
I mean, it's a good pick, man. I
think Drew Brees is gonna break Peyton Manning's records of. I think he already passed the receiving yards.
Yeah.
He's gonna pass the touchdowns. Yeah. He's gonna win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't know why when they say the greatest quarterback ever, he's almost never brought up. And it's he's 5'11". He's never brought up.
Just chill.
That's
why I said forget about him and then you look at Baker Mayfield. So I'll say he has the similar traits. He's just a winner and he's a fighter. He's just gonna keep playing.
That's really accurate. That's exactly what Baker.
He's gonna make it work, and then he's
accurate. He puts the ball in the money.
Sometimes he's just a winner.
Yeah. Facts. I mean, so we'll see how the NFL plays out.
Deserve.
I mean, just to kind of stay on the NFL topic, we quickly run into our defend your squad.
Yes, sir.
I mean, you probably have a lot to say about the Colts, so I'll quickly get mine out the way. So my defend your squad is centered around my New York Football Giants. Mm-hmm. A lot of my defend your squads have been centered around defending this particular individual, and it's not Eli Manning this time. I feel like, sometimes we don't really appreciate things till it's gone. Something like Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali, Penny Hardaway, so, Kobe Bryant to some extent, Allen Iverson. Mm-hmm. A lot of these players, Deion Sanders, Terrell Owens.
Michael Jackson.
They're so polarizing when they're doing their thing and in their prime. Tupac Shakur. Mm-hmm. It's so polarizing, Kanye West. You don't really know what side you want to stick on about this particular individual.
Biggie Smalls.
But then after some years, when you just look back at what they really were standing for, you say to yourself, damn, we missed a chance to really embrace a rare, special person, a true superstar. These shits don't come around but once every 10 years.
Watch the highlight tape.
And then you say to yourself, well, why was all this negative rhetoric around him? It's it was the media. Well, why didn't we just see that he was telling us, he was right there explaining to us what he was about. He was going out there and giving his heart. Why was we not embracing that? He was doing that for our city. And then you look back and it's almost like Patrick Ewing to the Knicks. They look back we should really celebrate it. Big man really gave us 14 great years, bad knees. But we was in top 3 every year. We was competing every year. Since he's left, the Knicks have been trash. And now you look back on it and you say to yourself, wow, they were booing Patrick Ewing. Look how bad it got when he left.
And booed for a layup.
And
I can't even get to a playoff.
It can get bad afterwards, you know what I mean? So you got to think about, embrace your stars while they're there.
You know?
It can get ugly afterwards.
Preach on, my bro.
So with that being said, this is about Odell Beckham Jr. I've seen too often this quote-unquote off-the-field issues be brought up. And if you go through all these off-the-field issues, like him not going to voluntary training camp to train with Chris Carter in Florida, that's an off-the-field issue? To him chilling in Japan with a model? Like, what does that have to do with football? Like, are we looking at every other football star as like, their hotel rendezvous?
Their off season?
Come on, what off the field issues does Odell Beckham actually have? He's never been arrested. He's never been caught with drugs. He's never had a DUI. He's never got a domestic abuse. Like, we've heard nothing truly negative about Odell Beckham.
Maybe the net.
We see him beat up
some fucking
a field goal net. All right.
Maybe
so
that's what
the
it
field goal net stunted on him. He beat up the field goal net.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We seen him hit his head up against a fan. But I've seen these same things from players like Tom Brady, and I've seen they call that passion.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen Ray Lewis almost break his face getting ready for games, and people say, "Look at the passion from Ray Lewis." I've seen Ray Lewis smack his face up against the field goal post after not making a play. Look at the passion. Look at the leadership. Mm-hmm. He wants to show his troops he's ready to go. Why? Because he's a wide receiver? He can't show that same kind of emotion? Yeah. Odell's a football player.
So if he hits a player, he's bad. If he hits something else, he's still bad.
Odell player is a great football player. Mm-hmm. He makes people miss. He makes great catches. He's a supreme entertainer. He makes sure the kids enjoy themselves at every game.
He runs great routes.
He's one of the best routes. Like, when I saw his tape coming out of college, I remember I even told you, I was like, he reminds me of Percy Harvin that can run great routes.
Mm-hmm.
And he turned out to be that. He's virtually Percy Harvin that can run great routes.
He has the speed, but you just run across just like those fake, like, you know those fakes double moves? He just does that so great.
It's a great route.
It's like you think he's coming back for it.
He's like Marvin Harrison with the routes. But just kicking catch.
But just more of a showsman.
Facts. He's more Randy Moss with his showmanship, but he's Marvin Harrison with his routes. He's clean.
He's clean, bro.
And I mean, a lot of the catches that he makes are spectacular. They're just bad throws from Eli.
Right.
They're just off the mark. It is what it is. I mean, like, I love Eli to death. I do think he's a Hall of Famer. I do think he will go down as one of the best quarterbacks in Giant history. I think he is a little bit better than Phil Simms. But let's keep it 100. Like, Ben McAdoo was right last year. Geno Smith outplayed Eli through training camp, through practice, and the Giants would have probably been in the playoffs last year if Geno Smith had played majority of the games. I'm going to call it like it is because I can look at the tape and actually say what I like. True. I don't have to actually lick a man's boot. Like, I love Eli. Like, I'm glad that he is still our quarterback, but I could keep it 1,000 and say, like, on the tape, I could keep it 1,000. Like, Geno probably outplayed him, and Geno was a better choice. And no, Geno was not a scrub, and no, we didn't see everything that we needed to see out of Geno. Geno's only time playing, he had subpar wide receivers with the Jets that got Rex got fired. The next year there was another coach in there. The GM got fired, and then he got brought to backup. Then he got punched in the mouth. Didn't get a chance to get back on the field. Then he got to another team who was back in the B-line. You tell me where we actually got the chance to see the real Geno Smith. I'll wait.
A full season.
So with that being said, Odell Beckham is a rare talent. Once in a generation talent. We might miss an opportunity to really embrace one of the best talents ever. A.K.A. Michael Jackson, A.K.A. Michael Jordan, A.K.A. Mike Tyson. This is Odell Beckham Jr. though. The blonde-haired super talent. And my Defend Your Squad is Odell Beckham will be missed severely when his career is over.
That's probably true. Excellent.
Thanks, sir. Thanks, sir. pretty sure you have a lot to say about your squad and the coach.
It's not gonna be too much. I don't think. Maybe. It's a lot of situations. First of all, let's start with the defense. I love how the defense has been looking. I love the fact of like we have a lot of injuries going on into this situation. I just love how the defense have been looking. It's been a real good sight to see, like of team football. Yeah, it was really sad a few years of just watching like running by the offense and the defense just hanging on by it, just like whatever. But I have a little issue with this situation, with what's going on. But hopefully, going on to the next upcoming games, there'll probably be more of a balance. I think it's been too much of a use. I understand, like, okay, Marlon Mack has been injured. That was your starting running back. That was supposed to come into the season. But then you had the likes of Jordan Wilkins and Nyheim Hines. But still cannot establish a running game. I'm just saying, you don't have to necessarily break for big yards. You just got to keep the defense honest. I don't want to tell
good offensive line.
It's just saying the line that can hold up. Even if you're getting 1-2 yards, blah blah, you just still have to do that. You can't throw the ball multiple times, and you're relying on an offensive line that hasn't been healthy until this past week. Starting left tackle, Anthony Costanzo, first game of the season was this past week against the Jets. Did you see Andrew Luck didn't really get hit that much in this game? Now when he was throwing the ball, he was able to run. There was more running lanes, etc. Starting left guard is a rookie. Starting center is in his third season, Ryan Kelly. The starting right guard was Matt Slauson out of LA Chargers. He was like about 30 old, a veteran guy. Correct. He actually played all up until the Patriots game. Now he's out for the whole season because of he was playing with 2 broken vertebrae. Played the whole game. Didn't even know at all. Could have went paralyzed. Wow, interesting. And then you go to the right tackle, because I think sometimes people see into a team and then they don't really pay attention to see the whole game, to understand the whole. Like, someone really explain why it's just so interesting of why I'm concerned about the passing. I think they say the passing Andrew Luck. If Andrew Luck wasn't healthy, he wouldn't be playing. Don't worry about his arm. It wasn't his arm throwing the ball. It was him getting tackled and falling on his arm that was causing the problem, not him throwing the ball. Yeah. Let's just get that straight. Yeah. You see how Cam Newton came from the same injury that kept him upright with Andrew Whitworth last season, and etc. And they actually had their they got McCaffrey. Yeah. They put players. They actually had their 2 starting their left guard and their right guard. They just lost those players to Jacksonville. Yeah. They went to Jacksonville and then one to injury. They went through a big injury string. So that's why I say Carolina. I feel later on in the season they're gonna come bounce back because they're only getting healthy. I think it was Trey Turner just returned about 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. So it's like that line is only getting healthy. That was really injured, and it's still kind of just building back up. Mm-hmm. But they had a good line, so that's why Cam was easier to come back and play. But now this line is fixed. Mm-hmm. Fixter, not fix. I should say. We still need to be tested. Mm-hmm. But and then the right tackle was still a situation where between the player that. One went on injury. I think Joe Haig went on injury, and then it was just a scatter of different players where our right tackle was kind of open. Now it's Brandon Smith, the 2nd round pick.
Okay, yes.
And then now they have, I can't remember who they put in right guard now. But this is your format now where this is probably your offensive line. Mm-hmm. But this is your first time getting this offensive line. You change your offensive line every single time for the last 5 games. Mm-hmm. Throwing the ball 40, 50 times is not smart to me because you're with a different line who might not catch that blitz. This is a switch. Defensive linemen like to do those, those switch plays where, the one goes inside, one goes out, or this is that, or one's dropping into coverage, misdirect. A whole bunch of different schemes that you might not catch when the player is telling you because you haven't played with him. Mm-hmm. So causing yourself to keep throwing the ball makes a risk on Andrew Luck at getting hit. Because if a player doesn't catch it, they're coming off free. That's my only problem where I said, just keep it honest. So I seen it started happening at the second half of the Jets game. That's when Marlon Mack went for 90 yards? He did it all in the second half. I think he had like 15 yards or 20 yards in the first half. He did it all in the second half. They finally gave him the ball. Anytime he ran the ball, he got at least 4 to 10 yards. It was either 4 yards or 10 yards anytime he ran the ball. And I said, this was a player I seen in college. I seen him in he played for UCF. And I seen him play. I said, this boy can play. He almost like a little shady to me. He almost like a little Sean Corey. But when he came in, he played behind Gore. So, obviously, you got to take your snaps behind Gore. You only get what you get. He broke out against the San Francisco 49ers game. He had a shoulder injury. Messed it up a little bit. Only played sparingly. This season coming in with a leg injury. This is his first game where he's actually healthy. So now I'm just hoping. So I'm just going to say, I'm not going to get in my team right away. I'm going to say, we got to put it together. I think we can make that push. That's my defense squad. Believe it. Believe in it. That defense is real. I ain't got to talk about it no more.
I'm going to say shout out to the coach GM.
Oh, man.
I don't know his name offhand.
Chris Ballard,
excellent. Over the last 2 drafts, done an excellent job bringing in defensive player makers. And, I mean, Malik Hooker and now Darius Leonard are just home runs. And then you now swing in the offensive line work that he's done with Braden Smith and I believe it's Quentin Nelson, correct?
Yes.
I don't know. I want to make sure I got the name right because it was him and another one at Notre Dame that were both.
Oh, Gesicki.
Highly rated.
Mike Gesicki. Yeah, there you go. I think he went to San Francisco.
So, Quentin Nelson, who I thought was like, he could be easily the best player in the entire draft. You bring him in and then you get Braden Smith, who I thought was a first-round talent. He snatched up in the second round, I believe. And then Malik Hooker and Darius Leonard. It's easy to see, you know what I'm saying, the kind of work that he's doing as far as talent is bringing into that team around Luck. And then even what he did with Brissett to back up. I seen Brissett, throw the Hail Mary for Luck at the end of one of these games, and it's like, just to even have him there to be able to just jump right in, it's like, they have the team in place. And that's why that Jet game, I just don't understand what happened.
And then I also want to bring up this one mention because you did remind me of one thing with Chris Ballard.
Yeah.
I've been seeing a lot of things with them saying, why didn't Chris Ballard has failed the Colts with the last past drafts, because you just remember that, by not taking talent in the wide receiver position. And I'm like, okay, this is why I know when people just don't understand certain things. Now, T.Y. Hilton is injured. You don't account for that.
Superstar receiver, though. Like, it's not even like you don't, like, it's not like Dallas.
And then they say,
they don't even have, like, a star receiver.
So they look at the talent, like, Chester Rogers, he was previously drafted.
And then he signed a good pass catcher.
And then Ryan Grant. So they say, like, oh, these are just subpar. So I said, you know what? You see, these people all forget that, but they forgot the people that he drafted. They forget about the Dante Fountain, that he's still in the practice squad, still learning the ropes. But the one that he really drafted that was a steal was the Deion Kane, who tore his ACL during training camp.
Was he a big time receiver with Clemson?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
He played alongside with Mike Williams at Chargers.
Yeah.
So, and he played with Deshaun Watson.
I remember that. That's Watson's dude.
Yeah,
I remember that.
So this is a player that if he was healthy, and T.I. was healthy, y'all wouldn't be speaking right now. You wouldn't be saying y'all didn't do no draft picks. You just didn't do your research or any sense. It just felt that, they didn't do anything. Like that defense didn't need the majority of it. And I think I remember going to the draft, I think I was you saying, like, do you feel that they should have took a corner? And I was like, no. So I think how that defense needs to build, they need back linebackers. Because you don't know which one is going to be good.
That's a fact. I mean,
and they went from the kid Matthew Williams has been playing very well, number 49 for the Colts, and number 44 Zaire Franklin. He played at Syracuse. He was a 4-year starter.
Yeah.
So it was just like, and
I'm well aware with it.
He started a couple of games. Yeah. He's like they played like they all come into the game and play.
I mean, he was a plug and play because he knew the game. Like,
yes.
He played. I think if he started damn near every game he was in college for 4 years.
Yeah, and he came in.
I think he was a captain and all that. College.
He came in, and also the other undrafted rookie, C.O. Moore, but I think they got rid of him because of space. But because of Anthony Walker, a second year linebacker, he might be a Gary Brackett to me, sort of guy. He's just very smart linebacker, but he was at a groin injury, so Zaire came in and started playing some starting role, just like that. 7th round draft pick.
Jets game.
And crazy, we got him because of the Jets.
You know, I realize I don't like Pat Shermer no more.
No, funny thing
I don't like him no more.
Well, but funny thing, we got Zaire Alexander because of the Jets, and because during the draft, after you picked up Matthew Adams, they made a call to the Jets for Henry Anderson that the Colts had for a trade, and they gave him that round. They gave him that draft pick, and with that draft pick, they picked up Zaire Alexander. Oh shit! On linebacker, that's pretty lit.
That's good work.
But yeah, you say you hit Pat Shermer?
Don't like him no more.
I thought he might have been a good whisperer for the.
Because first off, they call him a quarterback whisperer.
I'm tired of hearing that now.
And I think the best way to improve a quarterback is to do what works for that player. So I think the Giants have at least 3 players that can facilitate Eli Manning's career, as in the same way that the Belichick does with Tom Brady, like the short passes to either Edelman, Wes Welker, Kevin Falk, James White, even Sony Michel's gonna probably start doing that too. That short pass that even you see Aaron Rodgers do that shit with Montgomery, whoever's the running back that they have at the time, he'll do that little short dink and then let them go ahead. Or he even does it with Adams, just go quick out and let them go ahead. Like Odell and Shepard can easily do that. Saquon Barkley is prime at that. Why aren't they doing that? Like, you're trying to do slants over the middle that require Eli to do 3-step drops, when you can easily do a 1-step hitch that all the best quarterbacks do. Drew Brees does that with Kamara. And I don't understand why the Giants I thought Pat Shermer would bring that in, because I saw him do that with Case Keenum last year. So I'm assuming that you would bring that with Eli. I see that being ran twice a game, and when they run it, the corners already press coverage on Odell. So you're basically letting him get popped behind the line of scrimmage before he even has a chance to make a move. So, all right, that doesn't make sense. And then what's the point of bringing in Will Hernandez, the best run-blocking guard in the entire draft, and then drafting the best running back since Ezekiel Elliott in the draft? If you only going to give him 13 carries a game, you're going to throw the ball to him 9 times, but you're only going to give him 13 to 15 carries. That's not going to work. Like Ezekiel, when he was at his best, you were seeing things like 27 carries, 26 carries, 28 carries with the Cowboys. You was seeing him doing the I'm eating shit because they're giving him the ball a lot. That's the way you allow a running back to be great. But whereas, I don't know what the Giants are doing. They're saying that the line wasn't good enough, but now all of a sudden, but if you know that, what's his boy's name? Barkley's going to make at least one person miss every time he gets the football. Don't tell me that your line is not good enough. You're just not scheming well enough. Because these are for professional players. If he's going to make one miss, your job is now to just get one guy on him. Let him make that one guy miss, and now he has space. It's called zone blocking. I don't understand what's the problem there. So it's like, if this is the head coach and he can't seem to solve that problem, I don't like this head coach. And I'm fine with the defensive coordinator. Defense has been fine. They've been without Olivia Vernon, and they've still been able to create turnovers. They've still been able to hold up. But the offense is just look disgusting. And then they will blame it on Eric Flowers. And his thing, he was brought in for Eli Manning. You were brought for Eli. The first thing, and I didn't like the first thing they did was bringing a left tackle when they said that we want to keep Eric Flowers. If you wanted to keep him, wouldn't it make sense for you to get a right tackle? When this is all this kid has ever played his whole life. But yeah, no, we think he'd be better at right tackle when none of y'all hadn't even had him yet. You hadn't had him yet. Y'all was making decisions in the offseason before you even had him in camp yet to see if this would make sense. We're going to put him at right tackle.
You even see how he plays.
Then after game 2, it's not working at right tackle. We're going to bench him. Then after week 4, you cut him. And it's like, did you really give him a chance? Or did you already have in your mind We want to set him up to fail so we can gracefully cut him.
They had in mind as we don't need you. If you can work as a right tackle, you can stay. If you don't, you're a dub.
Sure
That's pretty much what it was.
So now at this point, I got nothing with the Giants right now. I enjoy the players. Like I love Saquon, I love Odell, I love Shepard. But as far as the rest of that, the owners, like what they said about Odell, I'm not feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, he needs to talk less and play more or something like that. And it's like, nah, I'm good on that. Like I'm good on that. You tell me what player on the Giants plays harder than Odell. Nah, I'm not on that. Like it would be one thing if we're seeing Odell taking off plays like we saw Randy Moss do with the Raiders. We saw even like Terrell Owens when he was bickering with the teams with the 49ers. All we've ever seen from Odell is him play his ass off and get upset about not winning games. So for them to start criticizing him the way they do,
all he's talking about is the game we talk about. So
it's like
you can't talk about the flag. You can't talk about this. You can't talk about the game. What can you talk about?
I ain't with no more. Like I criticizing him for what? Like he's done nothing that I think is worthy of criticism. He's done nothing but give his all and more. He's almost extended Eli's career, and y'all are not even giving him the love for that. So it's a real shit. Fuck y'all. Like fuck the ownership. Fuck the coaches. It is what it is. Like, you know what I mean? Like I only enjoy the team because that's the team I grew on, but for the rest of that, like I might just go over to the Jets because I like Ty Bowles right now. Like,
yeah, well, I do like lots of coaches.
So I mean, that's what I feel on that though. Giants so good. Moving right along, let's get into the NBA predictions. NBA season actually about to start tonight, Tuesday, October 16th.
I saw something on FanDuel. If you bet on it's kind of crazy. You got to bet in Jersey though. But if you bet $100 on a New York team, no, you have to bet it there. That's what I said. I heard on the radio. But if you bet in Jersey on Wednesday,
take a ride.
It's $100, and you bet on a New York team like the Knicks or the Nets, and they lose, you get your money back.
Word?
Yeah. Driving Jersey? Sure. Can't go wrong.
How much that Uber cost?
Michael's $100.
I said that. Your friend dude's been pushing hard. I respect their business model. Like they moving hard. Like they got kicked out of New York and then they returned. You know what I mean?
You still come true, bro.
You know what I mean? Then they in Jersey now. They set up shop.
Yeah, only a train away.
You know what I mean? I'll be doing business with them this year. That'll be for sure.
Yeah,
the NBA has a lot I could definitely make some money off of. Start off with the divisions. Matter of fact, let's just start off with the awards.
Yeah.
Like how we got the season going.
Okay.
Start off with the 6 man.
The 6 man. Just looking into it, I guess. Winging it. I
got an article with it.
Huh?
With all the awards and whatnot.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Might be easy too.
I have a few players that I think that might take it. Lou Williams, I think he had taken it. I think he's a good person to put up there. I think he's still a 6 man coming into the season. Oh, okay. Wait, rookie years. Also, we're gonna do the 6 man, right?
Yeah, we start with the 6 man.
Yeah, so we got I have Lou Williams possibly taking it. I have Tyreek Evans.
Okay.
And I have Dennis Schroeder.
Okay. Yes.
Those are my
think those are all great selections for the 6 man. I think definitely Tyreek with the Pacers backing up Oladipo.
Oh wow, guy.
It's crazy. But for me, I got mine going for Fred VanVleet with the Toronto Raptors winning it. I think he's been doing well, and they have the best bench in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
So I think somebody out of that bench is going to represent.
I wanted to pick somebody from there, but I just didn't know who was their actual 6 man because they got a lot of stars.
Dylan Wright, you got Siakam.
Yeah.
So it's like a few guys that's called the bench mob. It's a few of them. They're good 5 deep, really. And he said Ibaka might actually be coming off the bench with him.
Wow,
that's what Nick Nurse said he might have.
I actually have the Toronto. Were we doing like best team?
Yeah, we definitely gonna be into the division.
Oh, okay.
So, the new head coach Nick Nurse, he actually said he has 6 starters, which is another way to say like, one of these guys is gonna be coming off the bench. But we'll see when the season starts. I love Toronto's team. Like, I'm actually thinking about going to Toronto to watch a game.
Wow.
That's how much I really enjoy that team.
I think they're gonna be very talented.
I mean, like, with the right situation, they can win a championship. Like, they have a very good roster. But moving right along, so coach of the year, we have different ones here. Oh, also, I mean, for the 6 man, also I had Marcus Smart as an honorable mention, and also Dennis Schroeder. But as we move along into the coach of the year, the one that I actually have winning it is Toronto Raptors head coach Nick Nurse. He actually is a 2-time G League, D League coach of the year. So I thought it was a great job by Missouri Uri, GM, to bring him in. He already been with the organization. He understands what it is. He's the offensive genius of the Toronto Raptors. So I feel like now that he gets this team and bringing in Kawhi Leonard to that entire team and Dennis, Danny Green looking healthy, they can have a retarded season. And him being the coaching it. Honorable mention being Mike Budenholzer with Milwaukee. I think Greek Freak might have, well, I call him the Greek Beast, might have a ridiculous season. And then third, I got out of Utah, Quinn Snyder, who almost won it last year. I think Utah, again, they brought everybody back. Their chemistry is going to be delicious.
I'm just going to go on a limb and say, I think the Rockets head coach is going to take it just off the fact
Shout out to Mike D'Antoni.
Mike D'Antoni, I think they might break the winning record this season. Did he go 7-4 wins?
I mean, I don't think they can do that. Maybe.
It's probably possible.
I don't know about that. I just don't think, because they got some older players.
Yeah.
I think they'll take some days off. Like, really, Melo's what I'm talking about. Like, I think Melo's going to take some nights off. I think Chris Paul will actually just get hurt. Because he has been. Like, just going over the last 5 years, Chris Paul's got hurt every year.
He gets hurt every season.
He just plays so hard. Like, he plays both sides of the ball. Those players get hurt. Like, that's why LeBron only plays defense in the fourth quarter now. He understands that's the only way. He's never had major injuries.
Certain players ain't season game. They ain't for the season no more. That's why Portland, I think, was like second.
Yeah. They had a hell of a year.
They will let you win it. You can get top players if you want to, but
fact.
You ain't gonna beat nobody.
All right, so I mean, Mike D'Antoni be a great choice. He just won a couple years ago again.
I say why not? We might throw it back to him.
Got the most improved player award.
Most improved.
Yeah.
Now, most improved, is it just means that even if that they didn't play last, like comeback players are different?
Comeback's a little different. Like
okay. I didn't know if that was different. So the most improved I have for me, I was gonna go for Markelle Fultz.
Yes. That's an excellent selection. For me, I actually have whoever is I have one of the Knicks 3 guards. That's the best way I can put it.
Whoever has the best season.
Because I think one of them will shine because of David Fizdale. So it's either Trey Burke, Emmanuel Mudiay, or Frank Ntilikina. One of the 3 will win most improved player. And this is extended out of New York. It's D'Angelo Russell also. Whoever is the starting point guard.
I've watched him play the last preseason. It's really hard to determine preseason, but I've been watching him play. He's looking real comfortable.
But I think he's a problem.
Yeah, he's like that. Look like he's comfortable with that jump shot.
Oh, he always had it. Like,
but I'm saying it hasn't been comfortable since. Like I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't feel comfortable.
He just been hurt.
Maybe that's what it is.
It's been hurt.
I don't know.
And then he got the beef in LA with Nick Young.
Yeah. No, I meant no. I'm not talking about LA. I'm talking about in the Nets. It just okay. Okay.
But when he's healthy, that kid is talented as he gets.
I don't know. He's like he takes that jump shot easier now.
Sure. But so we can jump right into the comeback player award.
I got Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah. I think I'm just gonna be signed over to him this year. Like,
yeah, I think as soon as he starts, this first game of the season, you playing this year? Yeah, you're playing. All right, here's your award.
As long as he makes it in 60+ games, it's just his award to take.
They might as well give it to him at the All-Star game.
Moving right along to Rookie of the Year. This one's a little bit more difficult for me.
I think this is tough.
I have my honorable mentions. Marvin Bagley with the Kings. I just think he's gonna have a lot of opportunities. I don't think people realize he can score in a lot of ways. Yeah. And I think with De'Aaron Fox being more of a passer, Bagley's the perfect finisher.
Yeah, I've seen him do some damage to some good. I guess what was he playing against? Gortat. He's playing some really good minutes.
I also have Kevin Knox with the Knicks as an honorable mention. I got Colin Sexton with the Cleveland Cavaliers winning the award. I think this people do not understand when you have an NBA player develop you in college for a year at the same position that you're going to be playing in the NBA, and you have physically as much talent as any point guard coming into the league. This kid's about to be special. And then with LeBron getting out of there, that's the best thing that could happen to him. Like, Kyrie Irving got stifled by LeBron James. Colin Sexton will not be rookie. But shout out to Luka Doncic with Dallas. He also will have a very interesting season.
I think Doncic might be another mention there. I'm not sure. I really didn't watch the team.
Shout out to Trae Young.
I was about to say Trae Young. I'm gonna say maybe. Sexton. I did see him play. I'm still gonna pick Jerome Robinson just because. I just like the way he plays. And also I like the Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Yeah, I think that's something.
I think he's gonna be special. I call him Frank Ntilikina Volume 2.
Yeah, he might be something.
Yeah, I mean DeAndre Ayton being the number one pick. I don't want to look past him. He won't have an opportunity to put
especially
up numbers.
But it's Phoenix.
But with Phoenix, they're up in the air right now.
It's like picking Cleveland, Baker. It's really hard,
the Browns and
it's really hard. It's you want to, but it's can you?
Correct. So moving along, defensive player of the year.
Oh yeah, I have a 3-way tie with this one. 3 players I have.
Sure, I picked somebody else.
I was thinking Leonard.
Yeah.
I was thinking Anthony Davis. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking Gortat.
Yeah.
Not Gortat.
Gobert.
Gobert. Gortat. Gobert. So, we'll go with Gobert. I think he's ready, man.
Yeah, I actually picked Gobert to be a winner also.
Oh.
He won it last year. I think he can win it again this year.
I think it's really hard to take from that guy, man.
But I got 5 guys all can win it. So number 5 would be Joel Embiid.
Yeah.
Defensively, he's special also.
Yeah.
Him and Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
4th, I got Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Very true.
Because he does some things. 3rd place, I got Kawhi Leonard again. And in 2nd place, I got Anthony Davis.
Mm-hmm.
With Gobert winning it all.
Nice.
I also got honorable mention Andre Roberson, but it looks like he's gonna be hurt for the first first month, so I don't know when the hell he's coming back.
Yeah, Porzingis would be up there too if he was playing.
Facts. So then we move right into the most valuable player.
Oh, I can give you my list.
Go ahead.
It was probably gonna be better.
This is MVP.
I do got Greek Freak as MVP.
I got him in 2nd.
I think he may just take it that. 2nd, I got Westbrook.
Okay.
3rd, I got Davis.
Okay.
And then I got a mixture of Durant, LeBron, Leonard.
I can see that.
Curry.
Facts. So for me, I got 5th. I had LeBron.
Okay.
I feel like LeBron is just still LeBron.
Yeah, he's
gonna get some MVP votes just by playing his style.
Just off GP.
4th, I got though. And this is a team I think most people are going to be surprised how nasty they're going to be. Washington Wizards guard John Wall.
Ooh.
I got Wall coming in 4th.
Nice.
There's a YouTube video on YouTube right now from Baller's Life called it The Summer of Wall, where they show Wall just killing people in pickup games all summer. But yeah, so shout out to John Wall.
Should have been nice.
Dwight Howard would protect Wall in ways no other players ever did for him. Joe Wall's legitimately a defensive first player. People forget that. He steals the ball. He plays good defense. But he's never had a shot blocker behind him. Mm-hmm. You add Dwight Howard to him. Jesus.
He never had someone to throw a ball up.
No, never had a lobber like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's going to add some assists for him also. 3rd place, I got Russell Westbrook. I just think Russell is the best player in the NBA right now. And then he has a chance this year to finally really compete. And I think he really wants to win a championship. And he has the players around him. This is on him now. Mm-hmm. The talent's there. This has been built around you. You're that good. Let's see what you got. 2nd, I got Giannis Antetokounmpo. Mm-hmm. I think he might end up being the best player in the East by the end of the year. Mm-hmm. That's how dominant and I'm calling him the Greek Beast. Enough of that. He grew up now. He's the Greek Beast now. First, and winning the MVP, his first MVP ever. Kawhi Leonard with the Raptors. He had a Finals MVP a few years ago when he dominated LeBron in the Finals. Mm-hmm. I think he has so much to prove this year, and he's in the right situation. He dominates the East all year, and he wins MVP.
Nice. Okay.
But speaking of NBA, just run right into the
divisions.
Division winners. Do that first.
Okay. I think for the East, was the East Atlantic? Was it 3 divisions East?
Yeah, so you got the Atlantic Division,
the Central. I think
Central and the South, East.
I want to give to you want East.
Yeah, so yeah, Atlantic Division first. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go with Boston taking out. I don't know if Toronto might take it, but I still gotta see how it works. I think Boston's the more
seasoned.
Yeah, so I think they would be the easier one.
I really think Boston's gonna struggle. I think at first I did, but when I really looked at it from like I combed through it, like if I was to really think about how the team has to play the game, like on a game-to-game basis, it's not gonna work out well. Like, cause for players, like I think in basketball, for players to really feel themselves, they need minutes, and for you to split up the minutes, you're not gonna allow these players to be as great as they can be. So Jason Tatum with 22 minutes can't be nearly as great as Jason Tatum with 30 minutes. Terry Rozier with 22 minutes can't be nearly as impactful as Terry Rozier with 33 minutes. And it's like Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward are going to get their minutes. They're the veterans. So now this idea that what we saw from Rozier and Tatum in the playoffs, they're just going to be able to give you that same amount of production in 20 minutes. It's not possible in basketball. It's just not. That's not the way it works.
Oh, but Kyrie's going to get hurt, so. No, I'm sorry.
And that's fine. I just said, like, Marcus Smart is still going to get his minutes.
Bruh.
And that's what I'm looking at. Like, Terry Rozier got to go, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't think they were.
Yeah. So, I mean, for me, I think Boston is not going to do that well. They're going to lose a lot of games on just chemistry. This? So, I think Toronto is going to take the division and the entire East. But in the Central.
I think it'll be a strong push with the Bucks, Pistons, but I think I have Indiana. I think Indiana's the more of the winning team.
Okay.
I do like them because I do like Sabonis coming off the bench too. Like
I love the Kylo Quinn and Doug McDermott.
You know what I'm saying? And Tyreek Evans. I think because of that, and Oladipo really showed out who he was last year. I think he's gonna really take a step forward in that team and really come out that.
They got a star rookie.
I think they might be second coming out the East. If not.
I didn't even think on that really, but like they have a star rookie. Like Holiday is gonna be so much better than people realize. Like his two older brothers said, like he's the most competitive out of all of them. So he learned from them. Like, and Drew is one of the best 2A players in the league.
And the reason I don't like Milwaukee, I'm not too keen on their bench.
Yeah, it's not good.
But
I love the coach and I love
the situation, but like
and they added Brook Lopez.
Bledsoe.
Their starting five to me is just so much better.
And Bledsoe was just
like Indiana has a good team, but it's about your best 7.
Yeah. True.
And I don't think I think Milwaukee's top 7 is just so much better than much of the East. When you have Giannis, Middleton, Bledsoe, Brogdon, Maker, Brook Lopez, like that 7 is as talented as it gets, really. And if Budenholzer, which in the preseason they were one of the top defenses in the entire league, if that defense is legit, this team's gonna be hard to beat because they can score. Then in the Southeast,
I have DC.
Oh yeah, I gotta watch this.
I think they're gonna be one of those top teams. I don't think they fall into 8th. I think they're like that top 5.
I got them as a top 4 seed.
Yeah,
I definitely do. Like this Dwight Howard addition, just the health of Bradley Beal and John Wall, and then you have Porter, another year getting older, more mature in his role, and my man Oubre off the bench, more mature in his role.
Yeah.
So I like what they got going over there. Brooks, year 3, is a very good head coach. They move on to the Western Conference. I think this is pretty easy across the board. In the Pacific Division, I think the Golden State Warriors, sweep this up, dust it off, clean it up, wipe it up. I think it's light work.
Yeah, that's true. Northwest, I got OKC.
Easy, it's light work. Paul George, Russell Westbrook. They did some very good additions in the offseason.
Southwest, I got the Mavericks.
Sorry?
What? You got the Houston Rockets.
2007.
Wrong Dallas. I'm sorry. Wrong Dallas. I'm sorry.
Houston. Go wipe that up. I think Houston, Golden State, and OKC are going to win an enormous amount of games.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. But I think Golden State is really gonna win a lot because they're in the same division with the LA Lakers, and I think they're gonna just because of LeBron there. I think he just makes you probably gonna make you you know what? We're not resting this game. Harder. They're gonna go hard, so they might go in.
Yeah, I've been excited to see.
It's interesting. They play each other 8 times now. No, 4 times. 4 times. Yeah, 4 times. I'm sorry.
That's gonna be great. That's gonna be some EFC Wednesday nights. Yeah. ABC Saturdays.
Oh, you know what that means?
Gonna be tuned in,
and they're gonna make it a Christmas game. They gotta
flood that out, because you remember LeVar Ball said my boy Lonzo is better than Steph Curry right now.
Yeah.
Now we can see it all on the court. Durant, LeBron.
Because remember, it's only gonna go as far as a playoff, couple of finals.
I think they will see each other in the early playoffs. Round 2 is gonna be LA versus Golden State. And we all gonna be tuned in to watch LeBron get smacked up by Steph Curry in the game. Without Kyrie, you can't do it. It'd be crazy if Lonzo has a Magic Johnson level series and they beat Golden State. Imagine Lonzo averaging 16, 16, and 16.
He just turned.
And it's like, yo, who would have thought Lonzo?
And you just see LeBron just get wheeled down. My boy Lonzo. I told you.
Yeah, that's real. That can happen.
Nah, that's crazy. I did see this one thing where Lonzo was actually talking about his little brother.
That kid.
But he's been playing around too much, I guess.
It's not even playing around, because these are not real games. Can you imagine when he actually sees somebody that he thinks that he's better than him? Imagine when LaMelo Ball plays in that first preseason Summer Vegas League. The first time is they want his neck, and then he gives them 45, 7 and 7. It's yo, this kid is 6'8" and he plays like a guard. This is unheard of. If LaMelo Ball doesn't break nothing, that kid is gonna be supremely special when he gets to the NBA.
Soon come.
So speaking of the playoffs, for the NBA Final Four, I got in the East. I got Toronto going up against Boston. 6-game series where Toronto wins in 6. Kawhi just shuts down whomever he guards. And Danny Green shuts down whoever the other guy is. Mm-hmm. So whether it's Gordon Hayward and Kyrie, they both get shut down. And Toronto moves forward. On the West, I got Houston and Golden State, with Houston winning in 7. Carmelo Anthony dropping 43 in Game 7 in Golden State. As somehow Chris Paul hits the shot to win the series as Houston goes forward, with Houston beating Toronto in the finals in 6 games. So how do I see?
All right. I'm just gonna jump in and say I feel like the West. It could be either between the Golden State and Houston, or OKC and Golden State. Okay. I feel like that this might be that freedom that them 2 players get to just really get balling. I like Dennis Schroeder coming off the bench.
Love it.
I like Jerry Grant
playing
in that position. Stephen Adams is a very. I think I forgot to put him as defensive player of the year as well, as a alternate, especially with rebounds.
He's really special.
But
they might even beat Golden State on opening night without Russell Westbrook.
Yo,
they might shock the world.
Yo,
just Dennis Schroeder.
Yo,
and Paul George.
Bro, he's a starter. He's a starter. That's another 6.
With the bench thing?
Yo, I'm just saying. That's why I think that. That's another team that.
I'm quick shout out to Queens. Amadou Diallo.
Oh yeah.
Queens. You know what I mean? He with OKC. Queens in the borough. You know
he might win a chip with OKC.
He might win a dunk contest this year.
On the East, I'm not I do have Boston coming up, but I'm not so far sure of Boston deep into the playoffs. I'm not sure it's gonna be the same. Kyrie is very questionable. That whole thing is I don't know. I do like Toronto, and I think Toronto is gonna see Boston, and that's the reason why I think they'll see them early. And if they see them early, Toronto takes out Boston, and I feel like it'll be Toronto against DC.
Okay, yeah, I see that. Yeah.
So
that could definitely be the case.
That's why I feel like it's gonna be somewhere in that fall, how teams fall into each other.
That could definitely be the case.
I think LA might see Houston, and that could be trickery, and LA could probably knock out Houston, and that causes a mess.
Yeah, because I say that Lonzo is a very good basketball player, and Rondo in the playoffs Like I feel like there's Olympic Melo. I think it's playoff Rondo.
Yo, that's when Rondo plays.
I think there's a different player when he gets to the post.
But they just, as long as they don't do what they did well, not the same team, but they picked up a whole bunch of playoff players in the beginning of the season and then traded them all by the break.
Word. I mean, Cleveland. This is dangerously looking like Cleveland all over again. It's like it doesn't make sense. Like the same way like last year.
I didn't understand why they didn't keep that kid that wanted to stay. That's another player. No, the
Julius Randle.
Yes, that's another player because
they were letting him go
because we went to
so they have money
to the New Orleans, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, yo, I'm letting him play. I'm like, yo, this kid might be a.
I thought it would have made sense to keep him. Like
you would have thought
you didn't need JaVale McGee. You could have just kept Julius Randle. But each his own.
He's a person that likes to be around the paint. That's perfect for around a LeBron.
Yo, him and Lonzo were perfect.
When he throws the ball, when LeBron needs somebody to
I don't
clean up inside, that's your man. But
they have a confusing situation like Cleveland did last year.
Yo, JaVale McGee did not start when they didn't really have a starting center.
I don't know what the situation is particularly, but with Cleveland last year, right? You signed Dwayne Wade. You traded for Isaiah Thomas. Okay, I thought they were fine. Like, you have all the pieces in place there now. Then you signed Derrick Rose. That's what it was like. I don't think this is going to work now. Because it's like you have a bunch of players that are in the same kind of, position, do a lot of the same
things. You
still
got J.R. Smith there.
You know what I mean? Like,
you still got Culver there. It's like...
I don't know how it's going to work particularly. So then it didn't work out, of course. Isaiah gets mad because he didn't want to come off the bench. He gets traded. And then you find out his hip injury was a lot worse than let on.
Yeah.
That blows up in his face. This year, all right, you got Lonzo. You sign Rajon Rondo to mentor Lonzo with LeBron here. Bravo, fine. Then you sign Lance Stevenson. That's confusing. Because it's like, all right, Lance does what Rondo does. What did you...
What was the purpose of it?
Somebody would have to go. I expect by All-Star break it's either going to be Lance or Rondo saying
they want to see
not working.
I think that's what it pretty much is. They're going to see which one works. That's pretty much what's going on right now.
Because Lonzo ain't going. That's not happening.
Drafted him.
That's not happening. That kid is way too talented. And then he got bigger. I seen him actually catch an alley from LeBron. That shit was crazy. He's going nowhere.
He's getting nicer.
So it's one or the other. And then again, it goes back to, I don't know why Indiana let Lance go to begin with. That to me didn't make sense. But then if you could get Tyreek Evans, that's an upgrade.
That is an upgrade.
It's a little bit of an upgrade. If he can stay healthy. Because, Evans almost never stays healthy.
So coming off the bench might be a really nice one.
Word. Yo, quickly get into the top five.
Players of the season.
So, top 5 players in the NBA going into the 2018 season. Top five. So I'm gonna start off with my honorable mentions. Let's see, honorable mentions. I'm probably gonna have to go with. I feel like Anthony Davis is an honorable mention. Now, a lot of people feel like Anthony Davis is a top 5 player, and I mean, statistically speaking, he is. But to me, he hasn't merited. He hasn't. What has he done?
What have you done for me lately?
Has he won any playoff series? Has he won any MVPs?
He won a playoff series against Portland.
Yeah. You know what I mean? That's fine. But I'm saying, all right, that's
against a competitor.
Have you beat anybody?
No,
not really. And for me,
gets swept every time.
I didn't even feel like he was the reason they won that series. I really felt like Drew Holiday dominated. It was both. Because Rondo did very well, but Drew was giving buckets. Rondo was just locking up.
I'm saying both guards was ODing on both guards.
So I'm gonna have Anthony Davis in my honorable mention.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm gonna have Steph Curry as my honorable mention.
That's fair.
And I'm gonna have to put John Wall as an honorable mention. That's fair. So moving into the top 5. Number 5. Matter of fact, I'm even have to have James Harden as an honorable mention. I don't want to have to disrespect him, but it is what it is. So number 5, we're gonna run right into it, is Giannis Antetokounmpo. That's my number 5 best player in the entire NBA. Kid is stupid great. Giannis is at this point taking the next step. And I think he is better than Anthony Davis at this point. Because I more fear what Giannis can do than what Anthony Davis has had the opportunity to do and not done.
Mm-hmm.
So I get the West is tough, but Anthony Davis has not made anybody fear him. Like he's not, at least with his team, fear anybody. Number 4, Kawhi Leonard.
Mm-hmm.
Arguably the best two-way player in the entire NBA. Definitely the best defensive player in the entire NBA. Offensively coming around. Number 3, Kevin Durant. Durant is as good as he gets. I don't really like him as a person anymore. I didn't feel none of the moves he's made. Like the way that he's like, I should have got the defensive player of the year, but because nobody likes me, I didn't get enough votes. Like, why is that? Why don't you take no accountability for nothing you've done? Like, you made a sucker move. Like the team that beat you, you left your squad and you joined them when they didn't need you. It's just as simple as that. But all jokes aside, though, Kevin Durant is probably the most dominant scorer in the entire NBA. He's 7 foot tall, plays like a shooting guard, probably just as good as a shooter as his teammate Steph Curry. But he's a lot taller than Steph Curry. He's basically Kevin Garnett meets Dirk Nowitzki of this era. Alright, Kevin Durant. Number 3. Number 2, which a lot of people want to argue is the best player in the NBA, best player of the last decade. LeBron James, the king. But to me, he's number 2 now. Super dominant offensive player, dominant presence. Arguably, whenever he wants to be, is the most dominant player in the NBA on both sides of the court. But if you don't do that for 48 minutes, I can't call you that. Mm-hmm. But who does do that for 48 minutes is who's number 1 on this list. It's Russell Westbrook. Mm-hmm. And I don't know why we don't have a nickname for him yet, like the Mamba or Killer Snake or the Okra. Mm-hmm. Like maybe he should be the Killer Whale. Like, we need to start giving this man a nickname. Because Russell Westbrook is by far the best player in the NBA right now. His defensive numbers blow people out the box. His defensive metrics as an individual defensive stats, he's top 5 in the NBA. And then he's averaging a triple-double, which only one of the person in NBA history has done. It's not LeBron, not Michael Jordan, Oscar Robinson. And this is 40, 50 years ago. So Russell Westbrook is, let's not fool ourselves here, is the best player in the NBA right now. Period. And that's my top 5.
That's top 5, like that. That was very true about Davis, but that was very true.
I like Davis personally.
Very true about LeBron James. Very true about Westbrook. I do agree. He is the best player. I have him as my number 1. Mm-hmm. But I also have LeBron James.
Yes.
Giannis.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, I'm a hater, so I couldn't put Durant. I'm gonna admit to it. So in place of Durant, I'll put Kyrie Irving. When healthy, he is the best player. Okay. Only when healthy. Okay. So we're gonna put Kyrie. And I still kick Davis number 5. I think he's like just one of the best big men in the league.
I think talent-wise in the league, I think Anthony Davis is as talented as anybody in the league.
He's very talented.
He's like defensively.
But as far as like taking over a game or winning, vitality, I just think Kyrie has it way more than I can put Durant.
I agree. That killer mentality.
He just has it. He can score at any will. Yeah.
Those are excellent top 5. About to close off this excellent show. Run into the crust of the show, the big time of the show. The alternative views. Separate ourselves from the fake news, the mainstream media, the quote-unquote blogosphere pundits. And we break down things that are a little bit different, a little bit off the course, a little bit that change up the pace of sports.
See it from a different eye.
You know what I mean? So we call this the alternative views. So I'll get started with my alternative view. So recently, I heard the debate, and it starts with my man Stephen A. Smith. From Queens, from Hollis. I'm from Queens. I look up him to a certain extent. He does say a lot of crazy things, a lot of things I will never agree with. But Stephen A. Smith is a very good, a very smart guy, and he eloquates very well, I must admit. He's very entertaining. He's very sharp with his points. something he said the other day was that one of his known things is he considers Aaron Rodgers the baddest man on earth, and that Aaron Rodgers is a bad, bad, bad man, and the baddest quarterback to ever do it. So it starts there. I read an article that followed up from that same point that said Aaron Rodgers is the most talented quarterback ever. When it comes down to just raw talent, not numbers, not career, just raw talent at the quarterback position, Aaron Rodgers is hands down the most talented quarterback the NFL has ever seen. It had me thinking, like, is it? Like, Aaron Rodgers is definitely a great quarterback. Definitely one of the best I've ever seen play, without a doubt. But then, is he the most talented quarterback? Like, that's something we could argue. Like, that's something that I could actually look into and say, like, what are the most important things to make a most talented quarterback? So I stood down and I started to break it down. So what are the 5 most important things or the most sought after skills of any quarterback, any generation, that made them great, that make them stand out in any field? Let's get into it. So I decided to break down quarterbacking into 5 main skills, the essentials. Starting with number 5. He has to be a winner. He has to be a competitive leader. The greats of all the greats have had this. The Tom Brady's, the Joe Montanas, the Dan Marinos, the John Elways, the Peyton Mannings. They're competitive leaders. They want to be the best at everything. They want to win everything. And that's what makes them a winner. And you can't say you were great if you wasn't a winner. Like, you had to find a way to become a winner, and that means you had to lead to become a winner. That's the 5th and one of the most important parts of a quarterback. Number 5. Number 4, vision. They have to be able to see the field for what it is. This is beyond passing. This is sometimes throwing the guy open or making a run to get a first down. You're seeing the field before it happens, as it happens. Your vision separates you from the rest of the field. The safety didn't see it the way you saw it. Your linebackers didn't see it the way you saw it. The coaches didn't see it the way you saw it. That separates you. These are things that John Elway had that just nobody else on the field had. These are what separates, certain players, whether or not quarterback or not. It's just greatness as a football player. Move on to number 3. Mobility. Ability to get away, to extend the play, to make plays with your feet. That in itself is a skill that is great. Awareness. Yes, that's included with the mobility, but to make plays with your legs. That in itself is a greatness and a talent of quarterbacking that few had. Even they say Peyton Manning was only a pocket quarterback. That's BS. There's plenty of plays that Peyton Manning moved the chains with his feet. You don't see it much, but for him to have that many first downs, he had to have been able to avoid pressure and make plays with his feet. People forget he would have 4 or 5 rushing touchdowns every season. That's making plays with your feet. That's what made Peyton Manning a supreme quarterback. He wasn't Michael Vick, but shit, he can get you a 20-yard run if you let him have it.
Just seen Tom Brady rush for a touchdown just past against the Chiefs.
Correct. Moving into number 2, most important quarterback skill. Intelligence or awareness. Being able to read the field, read the plays, call audibles, be able to pick on a corner that they see is hurt, pick on a defense that they realize the defensive coordinator is running. These are all forms of intelligence and awareness. Seeing mismatches, knowing which way to go, making plays that wasn't called. This ain't what your coordinator called out, but you saw it, you made the adjustment, you were aware enough and intelligent enough to make the play. You might have squeezed it into a place, or you might have threw a pass open that wasn't there. But that was your intelligence, your awareness that safety is not making that play there. I've read this already, I'm throwing that to a spot, only my wide receiver will be able to catch this pass.
Number 1.
And then number 1 is arm strength. This is the clearest thing that separates any quarterback on the field. from any other quarterback. Powerful arms. There's never been a quarterback that became legendary without a powerful arm. Name them all. Joe Namath could really sling it. Dan Marino could really sling it. Peyton Manning could really sling it. You've never named any of these greats that couldn't throw it down the field. Now, the ones that couldn't, didn't make it to the level of greatness. It's just what it is. So now...
Chad Pennington holds it.
So now...
Best pass percentage.
I mean, there's a ton of great quarterbacks that, put up solid numbers. But nobody's talking about them with the greats because you ain't had the arm for it. Like, we seen Tom Brady launch it 80 yards down the field to Randy Moss. That's arm power. Like, the fact that they missed that in his college tape, that boy could sling it. He should have never got to the 7th round once you see he can sling it 70 yards like that.
He's at least a bringing.
At least a 4th round pick. With that kind of arm, moving forward. Those 5 pillars, right? So when you look at all that, Aaron Rodgers does come up to mind. And I say to myself, like, yeah, Aaron Rodgers is probably as talented when you put those 5 things up as any quarterback. Because mobility, he definitely trumps most of the greats. Arm strength and really arm accuracy, he trumps a lot of the greats. Even when you look at, like, his mobility and his arm strength. Those trump a lot of the greats. And he has all the other 5 pillars also. But then when I really looked at all the quarterbacks, and we look at the whole big picture, the most talented quarterback the NFL has ever seen is no other than Cam Newton. That's the most talented quarterback we've ever seen. Because if you go down the list as a winner, he was a winner in college. He's been a winner since he got in the league. He's taken a team to the Super Bowl. He's had a 15-1 season. Aaron Rodgers has never had a season that had 15 wins. Mm-hmm. Then we walk into vision. You gonna tell me Cam doesn't make people miss? Cam doesn't make plays? Cam doesn't throw people open? Yes, he does. Does that very well. His vision is definitely on par with any great that we've ever seen in the NFL. Mobility. This is where I think Aaron Rodgers trumps most of the greats. But then if you compare Aaron Rodgers to Cam Newton makes way more plays with his legs. Like, Cam Newton runs over defensive players. And he can make a miss, like, on some juke move. Or with a stiff arm. So when we talk about mobility, Cam Newton can run a 40-yard touchdown with his legs. Like, this fear of mobility, other than maybe Michael Vick or like Marcus Mariota, who really is scared of the legs like Cam Newton as a quarterback? He's not as fast maybe as Aaron Rodgers, but shoot, he's just as fast as most linebackers. Mm-hmm. And he'll run over most defensive backs. So with that being mobility, he's one of one. Maybe next to Michael Vick, he's one of one mobility as a quarterback. Then number 2, intelligence. I'm going to say Cam doesn't know how to read defenses. Mm-hmm. Cam don't know how to audible. That's for sure a fact that he knows how to do that. He's definitely shown that he can do that. Maybe not on the level of, say, a Peyton Manning. But if we're talking about the most talented package of quarterback, then we go into arm strength. I think Cam Newton probably have as big as arm as I've ever seen. Mm-hmm. Let alone I want to compare him to Jamarcus Russell or Peyton Manning or even John Elway, Dan Marino. Cam has as big as arm as any one of those. So if we want to say the most talented quarterback, and I know this is an alternative view, the most talented quarterback of all time in the history of football is Cam Newton.
Can be.
And it's not even a toss-up. That's just what it is.
If you might say winning, this and that.
If you want to say careers, if you want to point out mobility, you could say it's Vic. If you want to say just raw talent, it could be Vic. But if we want to say the most talented, when you put the whole thing together, winner, vision, mobility, intelligence, arm strength, there is no touching Cam Newton. You might mention like other guys like I think his name is Gus Williams with the Redskins, who actually won a Super Bowl with the Redskins. It was the first African American quarterback to win a Super Bowl. He's up there, but we don't have enough tape. He didn't play long enough. Like, he just wasn't there. Whereas Cam, we seen him in college. We seen Cam with a 15-1 Carolina Panthers in the Super Bowl. We've seen this. Like we've seen him get hurt and come back and dominate.
What about like Donovan McNabb?
The only thing I say is nobody fed Donovan's legs the way they just don't. Like he would be on a par with like John Elway, where it's like, yeah, you can get out the pocket, you can make some plays, but with Cam, he can go 50 yards down the field. Like they call running plays for Cam.
He can run down the field 50 yards or throw the ball 50 yards, and probably get that at the same time.
He can stiff on one of your best defensive ends and then
run
over a linebacker and run down the field and run past the rest of the there's nobody else that could do that.
He's a tight end with an arm.
There's nobody else like that. He's Gronkowski of the quarterback position.
Cheater.
So that is my alternative view. Who is the most talented quarterback of the NFL history?
Honestly, that's a very different insight. That's probably very true. I actually agree. The guys I'm really listening, like I said, Cam. Cam's all like the man. Yeah. My alternative view is the way how Le'Veon Bell. Let's just put it like that. Just put on Le'Veon. And what I mean about Le'Veon Bell, let's just look at the last couple of holdouts that we had. We had Aaron Donald held out. They paid him his money.
Yeah.
Khalil Mack held out. They traded him. The next team paid him his money. They looked really happy up there in Chicago.
Yeah.
And then there was another one. Was there another one? Yeah, Le'Veon Bell. No, Earl Thomas.
Yes.
There we go.
Yes, he was holding Earl.
So why I bring this up? The reason I Earl Thomas is because Earl Thomas decided that
to begin this year.
Yeah.
You feel me?
So the reason I bring with Earl Thomas is because it started to the beginning of the season. Earl Thomas said, I'll decide to show up.
Yeah.
Le'Veon Bell. So I put in two scenarios. And this is what people don't see. Let's probably give you a different alternative view of the situation.
Correct.
So Le'Veon decides not to play. Earl Thomas plays. Earl Thomas, 2 picks the first game.
Yeah.
Ball. Second game.
Best defensive player in the league.
Balling.
Yeah.
I think, what was it? Week 4? Breaks his leg. Destroyed. Now, Earl Thomas at the end of the season will be a free agent? Making what was $8 million or something like that? Or something?
He was making. I don't think he's going to keep that.
He might not keep that with the injury clause and all stuff like this. So, him fighting for a contract is not because, it's like, okay, if you want me here for a few years, at least pay me respectfully. And if you don't want me here, bring me to someone that wants to pay me for my services. If they traded him to Cowboys, he probably makes that. If he gets hurt, he doesn't get hurt. Who knows? He probably gets hurt because of the whole stress of the whole situation. Now, Le'Veon Bell decides not. I think he said he was going to return this week.
Yeah.
He decides to give him a nah. Now everybody's complaining like, well, why would he do that? Well, maybe the same thing the general manager probably said to him when they said they're going to give him a contract and said, nah. We want to. So he's probably looking to the same season the same way. So it's like, can you really be angry at Le'Veon Bell who decides, you know what? Only person who's losing out is myself. Because him not going in is him not getting paid. But that's better than him getting hurt. Now, we always say, as a running back in this league, 30 is your max out, usually. Certain positions may last, like quarterback can last past 30. Some offensive linemen can last past 30. It's really hard for defensive players to last past 30, but you might get a few players here and there. But as far as running back,
yeah, it was week 4.
Huh?
It was week 4.
It was week 4, right? Yeah, I remember it was just like he's just been balling all day.
Yeah.
So then, the running back position, you're the workhorse. You pick up blitzes. You run into that pile of big men as the smallest person and try to squeeze through while getting hit all over. People pile on top of you. This is wear and tear that usually doesn't last on to years. That's when we spoke earlier about Frank Gore. That's like weird. We spoke of people like Adrian Peterson. That's weird.
Yeah.
But you see, like we talk about quarterbacks. You say, "Hey, Drew Brees is." We're used to the 40-year-olds. We're used to the 40-year-old kickers. We're used to that.
In this era.
You can't even touch them.
Calls,
But a running back, you can hit him in the legs. You can hit him everywhere. You can hit him in the head. It depends on how hard you hit him in the head. You might get a flag.
Sure.
So
they take the most punishment.
Le'Veon Bell, 27 years old, he needs to secure that package. His whole life has been his body. So when I put that, I think I compared this a few times. Like we compare it to just regular jobs. Like if you've been as a child, you've been groomed to be a lawyer.
Yeah.
And then you get hired by a big firm, and they're like, "Hey, we're just gonna pay you this much. But you're gonna work all these years, and we're not gonna see you."
No, man. I didn't work this long. I didn't go to debt in college to not get paid what I'm worth right now. Like,
and all I've been doing has been winning cases. Whoa, you're not gonna make me a partner? Oh, you a dub.
Like,
I'm going to that other partnership that's been calling my phone all day. Like, yo, what's up?
Fair, like,
but in the NFL, you cannot move on that way. You can't say, oh no, because you're drafted. That's why I said that's why it's like slavery.
So my thing is,
you're drafted.
Why is there not arbitration in the NFL? Like, why can't they?
There's no way you can break. Like now, he has to. I think he has to play a certain amount so it can count as a season, so he can actually become a free agent.
Yeah.
So now I guess he will be coming week 9 or week 8.
Week 10 he's gonna play.
But he's just gonna play that enough just to become a free agent.
Yeah.
And it's like you have to go through all this process just to prove your point. Like you have to waste a whole year. Just so now, at his greater years of this year now, these are his greatest years. He has to do this again at 28. Now go for another team, a whole new city, whole new situation, and ball out. He's probably still going to do it. He's going to probably be healthier.
I mean, we saw this happen with Jamal Charles.
You know?
Where he was like trying to get the deal, holding out, coming back. He blew out his knee twice through that whole process.
Yeah.
And I don't think he ever really got the supreme bag that he was probably worth for the couple of years in which he really balled out.
But then I get Steelers. I get your concern. But I just say...
I don't think they got the paper for him.
No, I'm saying, I get the concern, but the concern is, his first couple,
and he's
never had a full season.
He's one suspension away. He's one positive test away from a 4-year suspension.
Yeah, so I was like, I get your concern. Like, he's got the concern with that. He's had the knee injuries. There's been an issue. But if you don't want him, don't waste the guy's talent when you're trying to move forward. If you know you're not going to pay him that money at all, if you know that money is not coming to him, you're not going to want it. All you want is a franchise tag, and then you might let him go next year or whatever. If that's all your case, that's all you wanted to do.
Yeah.
Get rid of him. You have enough talent. You could pretty much ask for anything you want.
Yeah.
With Le'Veon Bell, you could beef up the defensive line. You can get a good
corner.
Ryan Shazier may not ever return. I'm just saying, hopefully, whatever. But he may never be the same person. Maybe plug in a linebacker. Like you could have went for something like where you'd be like, you know what? Who's out there? If it went to 49ers and picked up like that young kid over there. You could have went and say, hey, Seattle, you want to get rid of Bobby Wagner? I don't know. They need a running back. They did that.
See, I still win the games, man. Shout out to Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson is the man, but I'm saying they probably would give him Bobby Wagner for Le'Veon Bell because they got Russell Wilson. That's all they care about. Boom, you plug that in there, you got Bobby Wagner handling your defense. Your offense put up 40 points. Your defense gives up. Your offense put up 40 points every season. I'm just saying.
I'm not sure what.
So that's my alternate view. I just think he has to be selfish for himself.
Yeah.
The team is being selfish on its own.
Yeah.
So
I think it's a real potential.
And I appreciate the fact that Antonio Brown, he stands by him on his things. He knows how that goes.
Because he was just in it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he was in it a few years ago. Just back.
And it's like, I just don't... I'm a little confused by the... I'm just confused with what, because to me, quarterbacks are not worth that amount that they're being paid. Because the Jimmy Garoppolo thing, to me, was a clear show. You give somebody 5 years and top of the line money, it's like he's not even started a full season.
I think there's two players who said this last year.
But then Le'Veon Bell showed you that he's that good, but then you won't give him that money. But you give Jimmy G money on what? So what are we paying off of?
No, my thing is you give Jimmy G off of 5 games. You give Kirk Cousins off of 2 or 3 years of no playoff appearances. and you give him guaranteed money, and then now you're in your division and you're
guaranteed money.
You're what, in third? Like, you might not even be able to beat the Bears. You didn't think the Bears were going to get that. Like, I know when Kirk Cousins was like, oh, you know what? Who I got there? The Bears? Got that.
Got Stephon Diggs.
I got Detroit. Got that. The Packers, they may be tough, but we'll get that. Oh, the Bears got tough. Oh.
If Mitchell Trubisky led Bears outperformed the Minnesota Vikings,
Mitchell Trubisky.
What does that say about the league as far as worth is concerned, money's concerned? Because they even got the clip where Cousins playing the Jets just to make the Vikings come up on the money.
It's like Rex Grossman all over again. That looks at that team right now.
Kyle Orton.
Yo, look at it.
Get that nigga look money. At it. And then eventually Tebow beat him out of the job. And it's like they tried to just pay him money in the all season. I remember that. I gave him the extension to be the starter. And then Tebow eventually beats him out. And they all mad at Josh Daniels for giving Tebow the job. Because Kyle Norton was the one that you paid.
Or even
Kyle Orton, sorry.
Or even look at the Miami situation. You pick up Tannehill. He hasn't really proven nothing besides get hurt.
And then you sign Jay Cutler.
And then you sign Jay Cutler for billions of dollars.
You gave him like $10 million.
And then now...
Where's Jay Cutler, man? Is he on TV? I haven't seen him.
I don't know. I think he's supposed to be back on it, but I think he dubbed it all maybe. But he got $10 million. He's Gucci. Pay some credit. And then you pick up what's his name, Brock Osweiler, and he leads them to a win against what was it, the Buffalo? What they played? Dolphins played. They beat somebody on a weird game. I guess it was Tennessee. I think it was.
He has some big numbers, and it's like Brock.
But it's like Brock only does what Brock does. Brock is that person who comes in mid-game. When he comes in mid-game, he can win. When he is the starter going in, it's not the same Brock.
I'm just like...
And then I look at Miami, I say, yo, look, sorry. But it's like, that's why I said I had a problem with the draft. You go with Minka Fitzpatrick. With the defense, why I said I like the Xavier Howard. You have your defensive line, that's pretty okay. You have linebackers that might need some help.
I was worried why they didn't...
But then yet, running back. No real running back.
Because you got rid of a guy, which we're still confused about.
I thought they were going for Kerryon Johnson.
I think it was
but because... then, why would you not go for a quarterback? Because your starting quarterback has never really proven to you as a real threat. Yeah, and then he was hurt.
They like the whole... I just figured, like, in that position, you could definitely took an offensive lineman. If you wanted to...
They have a good offensive line.
If you wanted to... Or even a wide receiver since you let Landry go. Like, I thought that was a perfect time for Calvin Ridley. But I guess
they didn't trust because Devontae Parker. So, they don't trust who they pick. So, I don't know. Maybe they just can't find talent there. I don't know what's wrong with them.
Yo, but I feel like the team is not developing talent. That's coaching. Don't start looking at these players like Tannehill did something wrong.
Yeah.
Like, Tannehill for 21 years is one of the best quarterbacks in the entire nation. And now he gets in the NFL and now he doesn't know how to play the position. Like, no, that's coaching. Like, shout out to Belichick. Now I know the difference. Like, these kids aren't 5-star recruits their entire life, dominating college, and then they come to the league, and now Ryan Tannehill looks like he don't know how. He don't know how to play for like, come on, that's not.
No, he shows some talent. I just don't think he's a winner to me. I mean, like, I don't know. Maybe it's just all the coaching that they've had there. Maybe it's that. But just to me, you just see a player to do something.
Yeah, I just feel like, you don't. Well, part of it is. Shouldn't have been a first round pick to begin with.
That's what I think.
You feel me? Like, what's his name? Josh Allen. What was it, a first round pick? Like, and this happens every year. Blake Bortles, when he got drafted, I said it loud then. He ain't no top 5 pick.
And look who's going underratedly, but I know because their team ain't winning. It's Josh Rosen. He's actually playing all right over there. That team sucks, but he's playing all right over there. And I'm like, yo,
he still reminds me of Eli Manning.
I'm just saying,
he's still reminds me.
I'm just saying, he's playing all right over there, but yet Sam Darnold, Josh Allen feel they're better. I said, okay.
Yo, first of all, the Jets are winning. And I feel like, you could have plugged in any name there. It's going to get hyped up. Like, Josh McCown got probably another 3 years of his career.
If you had
just having a subpar. Ryan Fitzmagic extended his career 6 years by 2 good years with the Jets.
You know how?
So, like, all you got to do is defense. You got to look somewhat good with New York, and you will get yourself a job.
Yeah.
You will get yourself a job.
All you got to do is, as long as the defense is kicking and the running backs is running, and you just keep control of the ball, that's it.
Get a job.
You don't have to really win the game.
No. And I mean, I would hate to say this is my guy over in Denver, but I've never really thought that he made plays. I
Case Keenum?
Yes.
Oh, he's a toss-up.
So to him,
he throws the ball up in the air.
So I think for him, like I've seen him make a pass.
He's Jameis. You see, that's what Jameis Winston keeps doing a lot. But for some reason, after this whole suspension, he's kind of like stopped it a little bit.
I don't know,
but kind of. No, you know what, Jameis still does it.
But he got Ryan Fitzmagic, as your mentor.
Yo,
and now Mr. throw it up.
Yo, like you already miss a throw it up, and you bring in Ryan Fitzmagic as his mentor. Be like, you know what? This might help him throw it up more accurately.
Like this is
no.
It's crazy.
What are you doing?
This league is incredible, man. But another episode of Change Your Pace Sports. We continue to bring you different alternative views from the mainstream narratives and these uninformed opinions that just spread across the world.
Yes, sir.
But tune in if you enjoyed. We'll bring more material and we'll see how these predictions play out through the entire season. Once again, I'm your host K with your co-host Mouse.
Take it easy.
Changing the pace of sports, one alternative view at a time.
You gotta look at the other side, baby.
Peace.